Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Very good morning, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Graham Richards. You are live with Expresso, and we have you in our care for the next 3 hours, and we really do care. We care about you, we care about your health, your family, we care even about your citizenship, we care about your job, and hopefully we'll inform all of those aspects of your life. And we also care very much about your home. Today is all about home improvement. We're going to give you some great tips, hopefully some inspiration to look at your living space, your space in a whole new way. Get you inspired for a brand new week. It's all about energizing on a Monday morning. I know around this time of the year, a lot of us kind of feeling those flagging spirits, so hopefully we'll re-inject you with a bit of enthusiasm today and have, most importantly, bucket loads of fun. Why? Because you get to spend these 3 hours with your extended family, as do I. Good morning, fam. How you doing, guys?
Well, a very good morning from my side. Kataka Maboya reporting for duty on this Monday morning. Great to be in your company as at the start of a brand new week. And as Graham just said, today's theme generally all around is all about home improvement, about home decor. And you've seen around the beauty that adorns our studio, courtesy of Cara Saven and the company over there. So they've made our wallpapers so beautiful and attractive to the eye. So we want to know, when it comes to your favorite room or space in your house, how do you go about transforming it? Is it via using something like wallpaper or adding some additional decor to spots, or maybe even just a whole new makeover with some paint? Let us know. We would love to engage with you and know how your creative ideas take shape and form in your own home. So hit us up on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page, and of course we're also on Twitter and on Instagram. But right now let's find out what's happening with the rest of the team. Tabiso and Leanne.
Cat Factor, yes, right at the top of a brand new week, and we're getting those creative juices flowing. Home improvement over here, some lamb curry over there, sporting action from this past week, and it's going to be lots of fun. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us. My name is Tabiso Makubela, otherwise known as Uncle Tabsy, ready to get the show on the road. And the first thing we do is to take a look at the weather so that you are prepped and aware what the world out there is looking like. We're taking a look at those major parts of the country, starting off in Johannesburg, where it's partly sunny today. Sunny to partly cloudy conditions with pleasant temperatures, and towards the evening cloud cover will increase and humidity will rapidly decrease. Little to no wind is expected out in Johannesburg. And if you're out in Durban, expect some rain today. It's partly sunny conditions with a strong southwesterly wind and a passing afternoon shower. And as the evening approaches, cloud cover will increase and a couple of showers can be expected. So please, Durban, be prepared for rain today. Be expectant of that rain. Out in Port Elizabeth, the windy city, intervals of cloud and sunshine with a couple of morning showers and cooler temperatures than the day before. A strong southwesterly wind can be expected there throughout the day, and occasional rain and drizzle can also be expected in the evening as well. So don't forget your umbrellas if you're out in PE. And off to the mother city, finally here in Cape Town, it's mainly sunny conditions with a southeasterly breeze for the duration of the day, and the sky will clear up towards the evening with temperatures becoming chilly and humidity will rapidly decrease towards the evening, and temperatures will remain steady over here in Cape Town. Well, that's a quick look at those major parts of the country. Of course, I'll be back again with a more comprehensive look at the weather, but in the meantime, hopefully this gets you ready, gets you prepared in terms of what to wear, what to rock on this inspirational Monday. Speaking of what to wear on an inspirational Monday, wow, an inspiration of beauty.
Do you know what I like to call it? I like to call it a month-slay. That's what we're doing. We're slaying on a Monday. Sorry I'm late. Morning, everyone. I was just looking for a lipstick. Because you know what? A lipstick really does complete the look. And because I'm wearing a pink shoe today, popping pink, I wanted to wear something that's going to complement my lip, because I kind of like to bring that in. You know, if I'm wearing a certain bag or a certain shoe, I like to bring the lip in. And I've decided to wear this delicious this, darling. W Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick. Now, the reason why I like matte is because you put it on once and it kind of stays on the entire day. Your lip is still moisturized, so you're not going to get that I live in the desert, cracked and chapped and none of that stuff. It's going to be beautiful, it's going to be supple, it's going to be moisturized, but you don't have to reapply because ain't nobody got time to reapply.
There's a time and a place for that I live in the desert type of look. But I think a month later is probably not that time.
Hands, knees, heels and elbows look. You're not here for that. So I'm just going to complete the look and of course just make sure. Thank you so much.
I'm loving that we've also somehow managed to coordinate our colors. They work absolutely amazing together because they are exactly the same color, because you're not rocking that black and white coming through. You've got the white stripes going on your dress, which just adds a bit of detail to the dress and just gives it a bit of personality. I've got a full-on classic black suit. This is from Woolworths. It's part of their classic collection. It's absolutely fantastic, and I cannot stress enough to everyone just how fabulous these jackets are, these suits are from Woolies. That slim fit is such a commitment that Woolies has made. It works for just about anyone. When you go in there, once you found your right size, the size that works for you and that's your size, it looks like it's been tailored specifically for you and sewn onto your body, which is absolutely amazing. And you see it. I mean, if I button this on, it looks like this was made for my wedding.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like it was made for like an event like that. And that's just the beauty of it, being able to wear it for something as serious and as a big an occasion as a wedding, but also being able to wear it at work. And look.
And the minute you add some sneakers to this look, it becomes a bit more casual. So you've got that whole casual athleisure look. So much you can do with just one suit.
Love that pink lip. Goes with your shoe. It's amazing.
I wonder if the quote of the day is going to inspire us as much as my lips is inspiring us right now.
Well, let's see.
Let's get this.
Wow.
Hey,
oh my gosh. That's amazing. Okay, I tell you what, if the quote doesn't inspire you, then who it comes from should certainly inspire you indeed. Serena Williams, well-established brand name by now.
I'm glad you said brand, not just sports.
Brand name in the world of sports. Multiple Grand Slam winner who started her career off at the age of 14, and she and her sister have been powerhouses in the world of tennis at large. And she's given us such great moments of inspiration, of motivation, of success and excellence that I think she's worthy of quoting today.
She undoubtedly is. She's a bastion, not just to a woman, where she makes a very active contribution, which I love, but also I think to all sportsmen of what you can do. Her fight back after having her baby and coming back into the fold and being open about the challenges and still doing it.
That's awesome.
I love it. So this is what she had to say. I really think a champion, and she would know, is defined not by their wins, but by how they can recover when they fall.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I love that.
And she knows all about that. She's been an example of that in true living color. And she shows boldness in having the courage and willingness to find that commitment back into the game every single time.
Please don't ever retire. Please don't ever retire. Sorry.
Don't ever retire. And keep making music videos with Beyonce. The two of you work absolutely fantastically on camera.
Oh, double up, man.
So that is our quote of the day from the one and only Serena Williams. Feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues and family as it inspires you to start the brand new week in the best kind of serve possible, if you will. But let's take a look at the morning's headlines and see what's happening around the country and the world.
Do a Serena.
In the national news this morning, the managing director of the Banking Association of South Africa, Cas Cavadia, says it's disappointing that even after their petition, President Cyril Ramaphosa made no attempt to interact with the industry regarding the National Credit Amendment Bill, which he signed into law last week. The city of Johannesburg, in a Women's Month-inspired ceremony on Saturday, welcomed their first batch of 450 beneficiaries of the city's insourcing program for cleaners. The plan is to insource a total of 1,879 cleaners, most of whom will be women. On the international front, different approaches to protecting elephants are dominating the debate at a key conservation conference in Geneva. 5 African countries, including Botswana, Namibia and Zimbabwe, will reopen the trade in ivory. Mourners yesterday gathered north of Reykjavik in Iceland to commemorate the loss of a glacier which died at the age of 700. This is the first Icelandic glacier to lose its status as a glacier. And then finally, while poaching of rhinos in South African national parks continues to be a cause of concern, the latest statistics do show that these may finally be decreasing. This as a result of the introduction of hard-hitting measures that have been put in place thanks to organizations like the SANParks Honorary Rangers and other enterprises funding them, such as Rhino Tears. Through the sales of their Red Blend and Sauvignon Blanc, Rhino Tears has raised an astonishing 2 million rand in support of the SANParks Honorary Rangers. John Hooper, founder of Rhino Tears, believes that the contribution of private organizations is essential in the fight against poaching and encourages more businesses to lend a helping hand. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first taste of what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Let's kick it off with rugby and a Rugby World Cup build-up match. The Springboks claiming a pretty narrow 24-18 victory over the visiting Los Pumas at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria on Saturday, and certainly ticking a number of boxes in their preparation. Then the Springbok women's team has now qualified for the 2021 Women's Rugby World Cup in New Zealand after another convincing 39-0 victory over Kenya in the deciding match at the qualifiers in Brakpan. Congratulations, ladies. In cricket, the Ashes continued over the weekend with England having to settle for a draw against Australia in that second test at the famous Lords. And in footy, English Premier League action continued yesterday with Frank Lampard's Chelsea drawing 1-1 against a very spirited Leicester City at Stamford Bridge. We'll delve deeper into all of our weekend highlights in just a moment, so stay tuned.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Thank you very much, G-Man. Let's take a more comprehensive look at your temperatures, but first we take a look at your beautiful sunrise pictures. Thank you so much to Sam Cross, who sent us his sunrise from Durban, where cloudy conditions can be expected today with a passing shower in the evening and a strong southwesterly wind reaching a maximum of 22 degrees. Thank you so much for that, Sam. Ntokozo Makatini also sent us his sunrise picture from Johannesburg today, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with pleasant temperatures and little to no wind, reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Let's take a look at those temperatures across the country. We start off with Polokwane, a low of 8 today, reaching a high of 25 degrees. Mbombela pulling through with the highest temperatures in the country, 13, your low reaching a high of 33. Pretoria's got 10 and 26. If you're out in Johannesburg, 8 is your low, reaching a high of 24 degrees. Plenty of sunshine expected for Mahikeng today, 8 and 27. Klerksdorp, you got 4, minimum, maximum of 26 degrees. Kimberley, 3, peaking at degrees of 26. And Koolstad to the morning for Bloemfontein today, 1 is your low, reaching a high of 25. If you're out in Richards Bay, expect heavy rainfall today, 16 is your low, reaching a high of 23. High humidity is expected for Pietermaritzburg, 9, reaching a max of 22 degrees. Light showers for Durban today, 15 and 22. Mthatha comes through with 4, your low, reaching a high of 21. If you're out in East London, expect that southwesterly wind traveling at 35 kilometers per hour. Your temperatures 11, starting off and peaking at 20 degrees. Craddock 1 and 20. A couple of showers expected for Port Elizabeth, 11, reaching a high of 19. An occasional drizzle is expected for George today. 7 is your minimum, reaching that maximum of 17 degrees. Now the lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland, -1, reaching a high of 15, with Cape Town coming through at 10 and 17. Worcester, 5, minimum, reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. And if you're out in Springbok, your low today is 9, reaching highs of 24. And lastly, but not least, Uppington starts off at 8 and peaking with 26 degrees. And that's where we leave it for your weather for now. Remember to send us your beautiful sunrise pictures. It's Expresso Morning Show SABC3 with the hashtag Expresso Show on Facebook.
All right, well, here's to hoping you had a fantastic weekend like this man over here, Jeremy Harris, in the house, celebrating all kinds of victories. Dare I say, you must have enjoyed yourself. Sis Princess, did you hear about what Jeremy got up to this weekend?
No.
Tell us, Jeremy,
Okay.
just to kind of make us jealous.
I was at the Springbok test in Pretoria on Saturday night.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we had 1 or 2 glasses of Oros afterwards to celebrate.
Absolutely fantastic. We'll revel in those stories and, of course, talking about some of the sporting highlights from the weekend. Mrs. Princess, did you have any sporting highlights over the weekend?
No.
No? Oh. Are you a Pagania fan?
Yes.
I knew it. That's why. I knew it. But otherwise, it's great to be with you as well, Sis Princess. If you wouldn't mind just passing us a cup of your best grind there. I know that always just helps the morning get started a little bit. But lots to celebrate over this past weekend, eh?
Yeah. Now, the Bok women as well going to the World Cup.
Come on.
Yeah. Very excited about that as well. Yeah.
And Tottenham, for the first time, I
was
never
waiting for
thought
that.
I'd be proud of the North London rivals, but they have done the things that make the Premier League very, very interesting at this spot. But here you go. So
Thank
there's
you.
yours.
Thank you, Princess.
And mine is on its way. Thank you very much, Princess. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more action on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in after a bumper weekend of sports. I'm not going to waste any time with any sort of preamble. Let's dive right in with some footy action. Jeremy, welcome back, my brother.
Good to see you.
It's always so good to see you because we get to talk about the coolest stuff, man. Let's talk about the football back in the spotlights, Premier League action. Let's kick it off with Liverpool. I think so much pressure on teams now. You're not really going to be able to skip a beat. If you want to be in the top four, if you want to mount a title challenge, you can't miss a beat. Liverpool up against Southampton. And this was their 11th successive top-flight victory. So has last season ended, or is this just a continuation of?
No, I think it's. We were saying this when they started the season that it's normal service has resumed, and that's exactly the thing. But to your point, you can't skip a beat. They showed it to us last season. How many points was it? 90 odd, 98, 97, whatever it was.
We might see 100 this. I have a feeling we're going to see
very likely. And so you can't want to go, oh well, a 1 pointer is good enough, or what, you know, we can manage to come away with the loss here and there. You've got to keep the pressure on the other teams.
Sean Dyche's Burnley, I think, a little bit frustrated frustrated up against an Arsenal that seems to be finding their feet. Pierre-Emerick, you want your guys to be netting, to be feeling like, just like Harry Kane, you want them to be to feeling their goal-scoring ability. But I think for me, Arsenal were one of the most, if not the most potent attacking force that just couldn't find the balance in that outfit. Do you think they can go one better? Do you think they're going to be a top 4
They looked
contender?
very impressive on Saturday. I thought
that Cat, they looked really impressive on Saturday.
Come on, you Gunners! Oh dear. Okay, gets a bit rowdy in here sometimes. but I thought they looked very impressive on Saturday, and if they can get themselves a settled team, because they a couple of changes, they're bringing in some new personnel, testing them out, and some on loan players, settle that personnel, settle that team down, and I mean. Who knows?
Who knows, man? I love a team that invests in young players, and that's always been the Arsenal way. So I hope they continue in that way, develop players and grow them within the system. Should Pep Guardiola feel aggrieved with the 2-2 draw up against Spurs? Probably the most exciting match of the weekend. Take nothing away from some of the other brilliant performances. Norwich City 4-1 against Newcastle. Newcastle, what on earth, man? But why do you think it was such a tense affair early in the season, man?
Yeah, no, I think that, as you say, it's early in the season. Teams are still feeling themselves out, but Pep Guardiola spun a really nice story at the press conference afterwards about how it was that, tight, backwards and forwards back. But I tell you what, in the privacy of the change room, I'm sure that he let his players know that he was not happy.
They felt like they dropped a point.
They dropped a couple of points there, not a good result for them.
So Arsenal beating Burnley, Southampton going down to Liverpool 1-2, Man City, Tottenham 2-2, and Chester and Leicester drawing 1-1. Leicester showing some speed, some legs, some great staying power, but at least Frank Lampard hasn't lost at home yet.
No, I mean, that's good for him. And I think that he's going to have quite a bit of leeway in terms of that with the home support, based on who he
He's a champion, man. He's a champion, and he speaks like a coach now. In his post-match, he's got that measured, grey hair approach now.
I'm wise.
I'm completely stressed out. So let's shift gears now. La Liga obviously kicked off again. No Suarez, no Messi in action, unfortunately. I think a lot of us hoping that Los Blancos are going to come into the fold. A very big change up there, obviously, in personal and on both sides of the sideline. But let's start with Barcelona. A win over Athletic Bilbao. Do you think they're going to be the pace setters? Do you think anyone is going to challenge them?
I hope so. I really do.
Say it with feeling, man.
Yeah.
With feeling.
I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot more sort of competition. And I mean, if they can do that without Messi, who of course is still in rehab. Then there's
for an injury.
For an injury, excuse me. Then there's it's good signs for Barcelona and ominous signs for the rest of the teams.
Yeah, hopefully Suarez, who went off, I think, in the first half towards the end. Hopefully that injury isn't too heavy there. But shifting gears now, Zinedine Zidane has said that Gareth Bale is going to stay.
Whoa.
That actually does shock me. I was waiting for him to pop up in the Premier League again, to be quite honest. I don't know if they'd allow him back. Does that surprise you?
It does. I mean,
is there a place for him at Real?
They've obviously kissed and made up in the nicest possible way. But I think that I would have thought that by now he would have been packing his bags. It really didn't seem as if there's a space for him in that team. The chemistry, both with coach and player and players and players.
Yeah, I think more the team dynamic seems to be the real.
Seems to have fallen flat there. So I'm surprised, and it may just be a temporary situation. You make nice before you make the big.
Can't afford to sell him.
Before the big announcement of somebody else has bought him, And
I'm talking about an ex-Spurs player, so please take it with a pinch of salt. But of course, Zidane getting off to a fantastic 3-1 win over Celta Vigo there. And Hazard's in testing phase, in beta phase. Do you think when do you think we're going to see him out in the mix?
I don't know. I was hoping that we would see him, out first weekend, but not to be. It does look like he's going to get game time, obviously, but when it will be is, maybe some big marketing reveal, but it's happening, and we'll just have to wait and see.
You're so wise. You're so wise. Just a quick shout out here. We haven't even gotten to our local, but Cape Town City skipper Tommy Mkhize signed a new 3-year contract. So congratulations to you. I think definitely a Bafana incumbent there. We're going to talk all things rugby in just a moment. Jeremy, stick around, buddy.
Absolutely.
Stick around.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword INSURE to 31492 for a callback and quote, and you could be a winner.
It's a Monday morning. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Great to be in your company at the start of a brand new week, and some exciting news from the world of technology, where researchers from the University of Toronto have developed a new app that can perform a number of medical checkups, such as a person's blood pressure, heart rate, and their risk of suffering a stroke, directly from a short selfie video. What? Yes. Here to unpack this amazing technology story with us is our friend in tech, Brian Smith. Great to have you with us.
Thanks,
and always good
Brian,
to be discussing
always,
some of the cool stories out there, man.
This one is so cool because I don't know how many people find themselves not feeling well, but also lazy to go see a doctor. I
Or just
certainly
plainly
find myself,
disorganized.
just like going, I'm sick, but I really don't feel like
Let me
it.
take a practical selfie real quick.
So how's this? So how was this app started? Why was it started? What was the motivation behind this?
So to your point earlier, this is sort of the idea that not to replace doctors entirely, but rather to create an easy way to create a medical reference, to check up on your health if you're not particularly feeling well and feel what the root cause might be. So the technology at play that researchers have created here is actually really, really interesting. So this essentially, if you consider the way most smartphone cameras work, is that especially if you have a facial recognition sensor on your smartphone, what it does is essentially bounces light off your face to create a 3D model. What researchers have done is that they figured out a way to use all these same sensors through a method that's called transdermic optical imaging. And to break that bit of jargon down, what essentially that means is that instead of light bouncing off your face, light penetrates just slightly under the surface of your skin to read the circulation of blood throughout your vascular system, for example, and to read traces of melanin and hemoglobin throughout your bodily system. And that essentially creates an entire window into various different health concerns, all the way, as you said, from blood pressure to risk of a stroke.
Wow. That's
This is
incredible.
insane.
I mean, how reliable is the information you're getting from a mere smartphone possibly diagnosing you medically?
So that's the great question, right? So, I mean, necessarily any information that you're taking from a piece of equipment that isn't certified medical grade isn't going to be as accurate as you would get by going into a hospital or going into a doctor's room. However, this is a pretty good indication researchers have found at identifying latent problems. So this is essentially the first step that one might take to diagnose why they might not be feeling well, and then follow up with a doctor thereafter.
Wow, I'm just imagining the new trend of selfie captions that'll now be coming up on like Instagram, like
Health
just
100%.
checking my health.
Because the thing is, you might be
keeping
actually
it
able to
100.
share it from the actual
That's
photo
what
and the
I
results. It's
mean,
not
like,
shared to social media.
Check out my BP. So good.
BP
So
game
good.
report.
So good.
But how's it? So do you think this might become common in the future? Might we find ourselves not having to pay doctors' visits at their practices now?
So as these researchers have cited, this is the sort of app that they envision might become far more commonplace in the future. And is essentially a bridge between, visiting a doctor or hospital room can be costly, the means of transport they might be getting there costly itself. However, using this sort of app might be able to give you an indication if there's an existing health problem, whether perhaps your symptoms are playing up again, or might help a doctor immediately diagnose and readily diagnose any illnesses that are present far more quickly.
Oh man, that's extraordinary stuff. Exciting news, man. Wow. And I wonder how many of you out there would trust your smartphone to give you an immediate medical diagnosis. Would you trust that 100%?
I absolutely wouldn't.
How about you let us know on our social media pages? Thanks a lot, Brian Smith. Hashtag Expresso Show when you share those stories with us. Leanne takes quite a few selfies, doesn't she?
She does. I can see her going, slaying that BP on a Monday. Yes, Lord!
Would you trust it, Leanne?
Yes, honey. You gotta take a selfie every now and then. Gotta make sure that your selfie game is strong. Anyways, talking about strong, it's time to find out who our next Mandela Monday hero is. Now, you only have to see someone emerge from the ocean after a morning surf to know how good it is for every fiber of your heart, your mind, and your soul. It's an experience which surfers live to share with anyone new to the sport. And this week's Mandela Monday heroes are doing just that and so much more.
Everyone can benefit from having someone to talk to, someone to lend an ear and provide support, especially during troubled times. Well, Waves for Change is an organization that is rooted in Cape Town that has successfully found a way to provide support to some of the youngsters coming from one of South Africa's biggest townships.
This is a brother and sisterhood of the surf. It promotes positive, healthy ways of thinking, being, and doing. bringing those from communities impacted by severe social stress into a safe and stimulating natural environment, building confidence, friendships, trust, self-belief, and a love of the ocean.
When I was 15, I started volunteering here as a volunteer coach. So one of our most famous things to say is, when in a stressful situation, breathe to calm down. So we teach our kids when they're angry, when they feel anxious, when they're stressed out, when they're nervous, to just breathe to calm down, even if you have to close your eyes. I believe that when we demonstrate it and we replicate it over and over, they learn from us, and in that way they can cope with stress better.
After I finished my matric, I came back to the program, and then they said they needed coaches, like people to teach the children. Now I'm giving back all to my community what I've learned when I was a young kid. Seeing them like enjoying the surfing and enjoying the program makes me happy in my heart, knowing that like I'm doing something in the world to make a change.
Ashley, how did Waves for Change come about?
Waves for Change began in 2011, just as a small surf club. Our founder, Tim Kanyebe, was taking kids from a local community called Masipamalele Surfing. Began with just 5 kids. They had a good time, enjoyed the surfing, enjoyed having someone to talk to and someone listening to them. Next week, 10 kids, and now we're reaching almost 1,000 kids a week.
What is it exactly that you do for the kids and with the kids in this space?
So we bring them down to the beach. They come from under-resourced, often violent and unstable communities. We bring them down to local beaches where they are guided through activities and games where they get to practice pro-social behaviors. They are mentored by local youth from the same communities as them who have gone through similar challenges to them. And they practice behaviors like communication, building trust, practicing empathy, identifying their strengths so they can feel positive and resilient about themselves, and they have a good time in the water.
How would you say that your organization continues to play an important role in the different townships that you operate in?
I think it plays an important role in that it provides them with an opportunity to form positive identities about themselves, to access spaces that they wouldn't normally access. They've got a psychologically and physically safe space at the beach. They have role models from their own communities, which is really important as well. And everything that they learn at the beach, we help them identify how they can take it home. So if you've learned how to build trust and to be a good friend at the beach, how can you do that at home?
By the time that you become a facilitator on Waves for Change, you will have seen the outlook of many young lives change for the better, which only excites emerging mentors like Marlene de Villiers to learn more and pass it on.
Once a week we have this called curriculum training. We get trained by a facilitator, and then all the coaches come together once a week. We get the training, we are implemented the curriculum training. So for instance, this week is pair surfing, and we will be taught pair surfing, and from there we take it and we implement it the following week with the kids. We do the pair surfing, we pair up, we go in the water, we do meditation, we do warm-ups, we do runs, we do energizers, everything what the kids do, because we can't teach something what we don't have knowledge of.
This is a great initiative to bring children out of the communities. We teach our children the culture of being bananas, which is the chakra sign. Bananas means respect, protect, and communicate and share. And we encourage children to take these principles back home. We also give them tools to believe in themselves. We've got an activity which we call the Power Hand, which they identify 5 strengths within themselves, which they can focus back onto when they are feeling depressed or not worthy and low, and their self-esteem feels low. It's just a reminder to make them feel good about themselves.
Author Karen Blixen wrote that the cure for anything is salt water, sweat, tears, or the sea. Waves for Change witnessed that on a daily basis, and in just one morning, so did we.
Wow, such incredible inspiration on a Monday morning. Slaying indeed.
And those scenes are making me like feel tropical.
Hey, listen, that music, it's taking me to an island, because there is nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. Now, to enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size of your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life, and then you can find the unique code behind the bottle or the sticker right there, Gareth. You've got the 1 litre, and you've also got the 500 ml right there. Very, very nice.
Exactly.
Huh?
Once you've found that unique code, then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes, and there's great prizes to be won. There's airtime, there's cash, LG Q60 smartphones, there's 55-inch LG UHD smart digital TVs, steam washers up for grabs, or Caribbean tan hampers. And that's more than 100,000 prizes that are available daily.
Exactly, and for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth the competition. Then load the video on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with that hashtag TIOT9, or WhatsApp the video to this number 063 921 8395, and it could be you winning your share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune whilst flying with KLM to the Caribbean with this season of Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao. You gonna be there, hey?
I cannot wait.
Hello.
And can't wait to have you there as well. So send in those videos and good luck. This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean.
Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. Audition online now to compete with your favorite celeb,
And you could join us in paradise.
and stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome as we dive into the plethora of fantastic weekend highlights. Jeremy Harris joins us to talk about a little bit of rugby at a very important time. It's all about the World Cup preparation and qualifying. Well done, ladies. We'll touch on that in a moment, but let's talk about South Africa, Argentina. 24-18, not convincing, but a number of boxes being ticked in the process. You were there.
Yes, I was there.
As he is always, it seems. So good for you. But no, awesome to see a team experimenting, but still able to stick to the structures, and Sabu and Corsi, awesome.
Wow, yeah, Sabu and Corsi, man of the match. I mean,
So
richly
awesome.
deserved, and so well done team. But I think, you know, there've been so many changes made to a Springbok team firing on, never mind, 5 cylinders. I don't know how many more they can get. So
it's an American V8 in there.
Yeah,
now.
there's definitely something there that's working well. But so many changes. So the guys were just reacquainting themselves with with each other. It was probably therefore not going to be the most fluid performance. And as Rashi says, it's nice to win while you're still learning. And they were still learning. There was a lot of new personnel on the field and new caps. Well done to Scurra and to Benny.
Oh, please, can I also add my voice? And it's so nice to see just about every presenter, every commentator, every person on Twitter congratulating one of the coolest human beings. He's such a lovely guy to be around in the sporting fraternity, and just so lovely to see him get that kind of reception, what it meant to the other players. You're always getting a good indication of how cool a player is, what kind of a player he is by the reaction you get from the other players. But one massive box ticked for me, Siya Kolisi was great.
Yes, and obviously we all worried that something was going to resurface in terms of the injury. What he went through.
He put himself out there, man.
And I think that he had that sort of very disappointed, like, is it my time to come off now? When they subbed him.
But let's put it in context. He hasn't played in months.
In months, yeah. So it's been a long time.
Granted, he had a run-on for Province, but awe-inspiring to see him back in that running
very
position,
hungry.
out wide, hungry, fetching, doing everything we need Lucy to be doing, yes, but also we need those fast, mobile big backs to play the new kind of South African rugby that we play, which we love, that running rugby, man.
And the other thing I really liked as well, and this is not a big surprise, but I saw it, and maybe the cameras didn't do a good enough job of it, was new skipper Skalk Brits talking to him a lot, talking to Siya a lot, and Siya giving him lots of support. So he's a team player, and that's why going to the World Cup with that kind of
we need leaders,
team mentality is going to be great. Yeah.
Well, we need two teams to field. Do you feel like now after this period, Janchi? No, no, I'm heartbroken for the man. That would have been such a wonderful opportunity. Are you happy with the squad as it is at the moment? Do you feel like
36-man squad in Bloemfontein on camp at the moment? So I'm liking the look of it. I know that a couple of guys were released, particularly the Province guys released back to Currie Cup action, and probably the right thing to do. Province on the brink of qualifying for Currie Cup, and maybe just a bit of extra game time for those players. But I'm liking the look of the 36. Obviously, that's going to get trimmed and massaged a bit before World Cup team announcement, squad announcement. But it's a squad we can get behind.
Yeah, no, it's looking really strong, man. But Sabu and Corsi, well done again. So tipping our old school hats to you. As we are tipping our old school hats to our Springbok ladies. Qualifying, they're going to be a World Cup team. How cool is that?
Look, if you think about it, it's 80, 160, 240 minutes in which they conceded one try. Through that game, through those games, and unbeaten, big scores, convincing stuff, and off they go to the World Cup.
And they needed to put their hand up. You can say yes, playing much weaker opposition, but these are teams that do have sevens representation. When you look at the female fold, that's often the feeding system or a litmus test for where women's rugby is in, because it's been far more accessible. So these are teams that do have structures around rugby, and we need to be the top dog in our region before we can start knocking on those bigger doors. So well done, ladies. Just so incredibly proud. But the amount of points, they've probably broken every record possible. Incredible.
Let's just tell you, Graham, that Stanley Robenheimer, the coach, struggled to speak just for a bit because he was smiling so much. It really was a good performance from him and his team as well.
Yeah, so congratulations, Stan. Let's move over to the one that we don't really want to talk about, the World Cup. New Zealand looked so good.
Yeah, they did.
I was saying that they have a default mode, which is win, and there was always going to be a knee-jerk reaction to their kind of below-par performance. Let's be honest, in the Rugby Championship, this looks like a team that is going to challenge for the World Cup.
This is a team that is going to go to that World Cup. Not that they were short on confidence, but they're going to go there rich in confidence.
Man.
Yeah. So they looked really, really good, and they are playing right now. They are playing World Cup winning rugby. That's what they're playing. Let's be honest. It really is a good...
Check. People are passing out now.
People are throwing things at us.
No, they're not playing World Cup winning rugby. But no, that's going to be the best final ever, if it ever does transpire. The Springboks up against the All Blacks, that needs to happen. And do you think that Griquas are going to win this Currie Cup now as we bring it back home? Or once our Springboks are reintroduced into the fold, do you see... how do you see this Currie Cup playing, the shortened Currie Cup playing out?
Griquas, the most impressive team, bar none, in the Currie Cup.
Amazing, guys.
It would be the right thing if they were to go all the way firstly and then walk away with that trophy. They've already booked their place in the semi-final, so that's a done deal. Can they win it? I think they can.
Yeah, man, they have the belief, they've got the firepower, and this has been a wonderful morning, my friend. Thank you so much for coming and chewing the breeze. I love getting your inside view because you are very close to the Springboks, so that is a real privilege for us, dude. Thank you so much.
Thanks, mate.
Enjoy the next thing that you go get to watch firsthand. Okay. We absolutely love it. But that's what's been going down this weekend in sport. How are you feeling about that Springboks squad, most importantly, and Sabu and Corsi? Let us know on our social media platforms.
Listen, if you are looking for a reason to smile into your Monday morning as you start a brand new week, then look no further than sensational singer, storyteller, musician, just all-round great sunshine person in my life. One of my favorite people to sit next to. Zolani Moles in the studio! So excited! I really am.
Good morning.
Good
morning. You're looking fabulous.
Thank you, my friends, and so are you.
Yeah. You're looking so good. Talking about freshly ground.
Yes.
Can we get you some fresh coffee this morning? Princess, can you hook our girls on Lania, please, my darling?
I like the way you greeted me this morning, Zolani. Can I say that? I like the way you greeted me this morning.
What did I say, Kat?
When you gave me a hug, you're like, hi, Dad.
I did.
That's cool. I like that.
I did. Isn't it nice?
It should become a thing. Like,
Isn't
people should
nice?
just like,
How
hi,
old is your
Dad.
baby now?
He's now almost 14 months.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Time has flown.
Beautiful.
But
I'm sure you get Dad and then Zaddy also sometimes.
Zaddy. I haven't gotten that yet.
But
that's a conversation for another day.
Oh, yes, Chow. Okay.
The conversation right now, though, is that we are at a very, very exciting place in your life, which we will talk about right now. But let's quickly just backtrack it a little bit and tell the full story so everyone can fully understand where
do you want to
it is
start,
that you've come
Kat?
from.
Where do you want
At
to
the
start,
beginning of
with
it
theatre and
all.
performance and varsity, those days where you met up with musicians and then started the band that would become known as the iconic Freshly Ground.
Good. So
Take us through that journey because we need to lay the groundwork.
Okay, let's lay it down.
Lay it, girl.
So I left the Eastern Cape in 99. End of 99, 2000 was my first year at university. And I was a drama school kid through and through, with all of the awesome things that come with it. And my very first band was a punk rock band. Ooh. Actually, it was a punk rock ska band.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you see it?
That kind of
Can
vibe.
you see it?
It was the vibe.
Man, it was cool. It was so hot. It was so fun. But I got fired from that band because I was a stoner.
Oh, wow.
Back then,
in there with the realness. With the realness.
They fired me. I mean, understandably.
Yeah.
Then I carried on with my drama degree, carried on, and came to meet the guys who had formed Freshly Ground.
Yeah.
And that was 2002.
Wow.
Super exciting.
17 years ago. 17
This is our
years
17th
ago.
Can you believe it's been 17 years, though?
This is our 17th year. I can't believe it.
When you think,
It's been a long
when you think over that 17 years, I mean, there's been so many highlights. You've shared the stage with so many icons of music, had so many highlights. You literally were the anthem that gave us that. Do you know what I mean? That was the anthem.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the most successful World Cup song of all time.
Get in there with the realness.
I'm in.
I was about to say.
There's Shaq. Shaq Attack.
Yeah, that was actually Freshly Ground featuring Shakira. Just so we're real. Over those 17 years, has there been a standout moment for you personally? Not for the band, for
Singing
you.
with Stevie Wonder at Radio City Music Hall in New York City.
Incredible.
Being right there at his piano.
Did you speak to him?
I didn't speak to him.
Yeah.
I'm very, very sad about that. But it was enough for me just to be having my voice harmonizing with his voice. I mean, like live.
What did you sing?
Guys, happy birthday. Which was one of the 46664s.
Yeah. Well,
and
of
you
course,
still with the harmony. Oh, man.
Well, now we're here 17 years later.
Sure. Yeah.
You've had incredible memories. You've had an incredible journey with this amazing band that is Freshly Ground. And you've decided to take on a different journey.
I have.
A whole new chapter. Tell us about that.
I have. So, drum roll, please. I've just announced, and now I'm announcing to you and South Africa and the entire world
All the
today,
early risers out there.
all the early risers, that I am ready to put out myself as a solo entity, a solo musician, and as a public speaker. Excuse me. But I'm launching a new career as a public speaker.
Oh, do tell.
Totally.
I mean, was this an easy decision to come to, especially after considering 17 years of success with Freshly Ground?
It was In some ways, it was a very easy decision, and in a lot of ways, it was not. I had to. It was a massive journey coming to the point of finally being able to say, this is what I'm doing today. And this journey started with a very internal, questioning.
Yeah.
And it's been years, where I've been just really looking at my life, looking at, am I where I really want to be? I mean, you showed this clip of the Waka Waka in 2010, and it was such a high point in my career, and so many people, all over the world suddenly knew my name and stuff. But I actually realized that at that point, I actually was at quite a low point inside of myself.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Yes.
So fascinating. So it
Yes.
started me on a journey of really trying to discover who it is that I am when I am alone,
My word.
So outside of the fame, outside of, or the accolades, outside of all of that stuff, who am I?
Yeah.
And that's
And
led me
hence
to where I am today.
The one
I
who
feel like
sings.
The one who sings.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are asking
She
that
is the one
question,
who
who
sings.
am I, as well, and
Yes.
I love the fact, and I want to delve into your decision to become a motivational speaker, a
Yes.
public speaker as well, providing those workshops across corporate and community spaces. We're going to
Yes.
talk hopefully a bit more about that a bit later on,
Inshallah.
because I think it's absolutely amazing. And Zolani Maholan, your feel-good breakfast show solo, baby. But of course, it's a brand new chapter in her life. We'll be right back.
Yes. Oh, kids.
Tasty loved by those who have tried it. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
My name is Pesi Khivazi. I'm a TV presenter. You might recognize me from Selima Tunzi. To join me on the island to find fame and fortune, all you have to do is go buy yourself a bottle of Tropica and follow all the entry details. Take a video of yourself explaining why you would be my ideal partner. All you have to do is hashtag TIOT9 and upload that on all of your social media platforms. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Hey, welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show at Expresso live right here on SABC3.
We turned into the Three Stooges there for a
We
second.
did very quickly, in and out of it, but it's that time of the morning where we get to celebrate your birthday. So if you've sent in a dedication, we're about to put it on. Who's celebrating their birthday today?
I'm going to kick it right off here with a very happy 28th birthday for Priscilla Peterson. May God bless you more. That's it.
And that's as simple and to the point.
May you be blessed even more. Then happy 11th birthday to Tyler. We are so blessed to have you in our lives. May God always bless you, son. You're loved always from your mom, Chantal, and dad, Tyrone. Tyrone and Tyler.
Gotta admit, when I saw Tyler Henry, I immediately thought of Thierry Henry, who had his birthday on Saturday. I thought somebody was actually wishing Thierry Henry.
You might have been the only person to make that leap, dude.
Also, happy birthday to Melissa Sue. And the message says, may God bless you. Enjoy your day. This is with love from your mother, from your brothers and sister.
Stunning bride.
Yeah. Also, a very happy second birthday to this little man, Malachi Eli from Dispatch in PE. May your day be as special and as sweet as you are, Malachi. Thank you. Hold on, I'm not done. The message is still going on. It says, thank God for adding another year to your life. Lots of love from Mark Karen, aunties Taryn and Luzon, and cousins Daniel and Nahum. This is to Malachi.
Happy birthday, Malachi. Well done, dude.
It's also Winston's birthday today. Winston's turning 4, so happy 4th birthday to Winston. You have been nothing but a star to us. Lots of love and hugs from Auntie Debbie and the family. They love you.
Winston, what a powerful name.
Beautiful name.
Man, ready
he has another
action,
one for Zion, and even more powerful name. Happy birthday, baby bear. May our Lord bless you with many more years. Love you always from Mummy, Daddy, Joshua, Leah, and Mia. Happy birthday, Zion.
Beautiful name.
Beautiful
Love
names
that,
all
man.
around.
Then we'd like to wish happy birthday to our darling sister, Shakun. May this day be the best ever, one that is so fantastic that it lives in your heart forever. I love that. Love from your sisters, Annie, Bera, and Shama. And then another Winston in the mix. Happy birthday to our baby, Winston, apologies. Winston, may God keep blessing you with good life that is energized with great things. We love you a lot.
It's actually Tristan.
Tristan, my bad, man, my bad. Tristan, you look awesome, but he's laughing at me. Even in that picture, he's got a cheek. He's like, dude, you're messing it up.
You want to burst out. Also wishing Yusuf a happy 16th birthday. A message saying, may all of your wishes be fulfilled and have the best of both worlds. God bless more. This is from your dad, your mom, your brother, and your sister.
Nice.
Get in there with that jawline. How about it? Then Alonso is turning 41 years old today. There he is.
Man.
We'd like to wish him a blessed birthday. May you stay as the awesome person that you are. From all of your sisters-in-law. That's great that he has such a great in-law relationship. Also Gwen, Mary Jane, and Libby, and the rest of the family.
So that's from like a family shoot. Yeah, with the white background. He's like rocking the family shoot.
And a personalized T-shirt as well.
Yeah, they've probably got the air guitar in there. And
We've also got Kayla's birthday today. Kayla, our life would not be complete without you in it. Stay as sweet as you are, sweetness. And always know that Mum and Dad love you lots. This is from Mum, Dad, and Tyron, or Tyron.
What a beautiful
birthday.
smile as well, eh?
Beautiful family. Happy birthday.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
Happy birthday, guys.
Yeah, thank you for sending those dedications through to us. Of course, keep them coming to wish your loved ones a happy birthday. Birthdays@carnova.tv is the email. And if you'd like to send through some cool pictures and maybe videos as well, how about sending them to 0716406551, as the three of us now have prepared a happy birthday song for you. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Easy Beyonce.
I personally do apologize for that. In the national news this morning, the managing director of the Banking Association of South Africa, Cas Cavadia, says it's disappointing that even though their petition, President Cyril Ramaphosa made no attempt to interact with the industry regarding the National Credit Amendment Bill, which he signed into law last week. To fall within its ambit, consumers must earn a gross income of 7,500 Rand or less per month, have unsecured debt of 50,000 Rand, or have been found to be critically indebted. Estimates of debt that could be written off range in size of 13 billion Rand to 20 billion Rand. The city of Johannesburg, in a Women's Month-inspired ceremony on Saturday, welcomed their first batch of 450 beneficiaries of the city's insourcing program for cleaners. The city ultimately plans to insource a total of 1,879 cleaners, most of whom will be women, who will gain greatly from employee benefits such as pension, medical aid, and an increased take-home salary. The city hopes that this initiative will give real dignity to workers who have been the subject of exploitation for decades. Now, moving further abroad, different approaches to protecting elephants are dominating the debate at a key conservation conference in Geneva. Delegates from more than 180 countries have been gathering for the meeting of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. 5 countries, which include Zambia, Botswana, Namibia and Zimbabwe, wish to reopen the trade in ivory, but there is a 32-country bloc on the African Elephant Coalition that want full protection and a complete ban on ivory trade. A 2/3 majority is needed to change existing rules. Mourners yesterday gathered north of Reykjavik in Iceland to commemorate the loss of Okkukul, which has died at the age of 700 years old. Iceland's Prime Minister, as well as its Environment Minister, attended the ceremony. The plaque, which was unveiled, read, "Okkukul is the first Icelandic glacier to lose its status as glacier. In the next 200 years, all our main glaciers are expected to follow the same path." The dedication ends with the date of the ceremony and the concentration of carbon dioxide in the air globally, which is 415 parts per million. And then finally, it's all systems go for the 50-year-old Michael Rea of Johannesburg, who plans to cycle almost 10,500 kilometers from Cairo to Cape Town on an electric bike or e-bike. One of the reasons he's doing it is to beat the Guinness World Record and become the fastest man to ride from Cairo to Cape. But most importantly, he wishes to raise awareness about climate change and raise funds for a charity which he and a group of women from KwaZulu-Natal run. Now, Rea will set off from the pyramids on August the 30th and is expected to arrive in Cape Town on October the 10th, where the city's mayor is expected to welcome him. He will have to cycle 248 kilometers a day to break the world record. So we will be supporting him every step of the way. Here's another look at what's happening in the exciting world of sport. Graham's got the details.
Thanks. Well, certainly not the most exciting performance, but definitely boxes ticked in our Rugby World Cup build-up match. The Springboks claiming a narrow 24-18 victory over the visiting Los Pumas at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria on Saturday. South Africa's Sabuan Corsi was on fire, scoring 2 brilliant tries. Now a certainty for that 31-man squad that will travel to Japan next month, according to Bok coach Rassie Erasmus. A group of 36 players will head to Bloemfontein for a Bok camp, where Erasmus will cut 5 players ahead of his World Cup squad announcement. That happening on Monday, the 26th of August. Then, staying with rugby, the Springbok women's team have qualified for the 2021 Women's Rugby World Cup in New Zealand. That was after another convincing 39-0 victory over Kenya in the deciding match of the qualifiers in Brakpan. The Bok women remained unbeaten in their tournament after previously beating both Uganda and Madagascar by extreme margins. Coach Stanley Robenheimer expressed his delight with his charges after the match, saying the team worked incredibly hard to book their spot in the World Cup. Congratulations, ladies. Then on to a fierce battle, a battle royale in cricket. In fact, they couldn't decide on a winner at this stage. The actions continued over the weekend, with England having to settle for a draw against Australia in the second test at Lord's International Cricket. History was made undoubtedly when Marnus Labuschagne became the first concussion substitute, believe it or not, after Australia's star Steve Smith was ruled out with a concussion on Saturday. Never like to hear that kind of news. England left it late to level the series, though, at 1-1. That was after Captain Joe Root declared to set the Aussies a stiff target of 267 in 48 overs, following Ben Stokes' 115 not out. Then on to our footy action. English Premier League action continued yesterday with Frank Lampard's Chelsea drawing 1-1 against a very spirited Leicester City at Stamford Bridge. Second half header by Wilfred Ndidi, who was very much responsible for that first goal, cancelled out Mason Mount's early goal on his home debut. So Lampard is still waiting for his first win as Chelsea manager, and he has said that his side needs to be more clinical in winning positions. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's see how the roads are looking.
So, Smuda, all of this for dollar low monthly fees.
Money, money. Money, money.
Thank you very much, G-Man. Let's take a first look at your roads this morning, starting off in Gauteng out in Pretoria, where there has been a multi-vehicle accident that's on the N1 northbound after Garsfontein Road. 2 lanes are currently blocked and causing heavy delays, so please do avoid the area this morning. And in the Western Cape in Bellville on the N1 inbound, there has been an accident that's before Jip de Jager, obstructing the right lane. Delays can be expected, so please keep a lookout for this. And off to the train lines, there is an extended travel time of 30 to 40 minutes. That's on the Wellington line due to TFR signalling restrictions, and that's between Bellville and Brackenfell, as well as infrastructure problems in various areas. And that's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour. And now we take a look at your weather, but first we take a look at your gorgeous sunrise pictures. Thank you so much, Nancy Govender, for sending in your beautiful sunrise from Park Rani out in KZN, where intervals of sunshine and clouds can be expected with a strong southwesterly wind and pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 22 degrees. Gary also sent us his sunrise picture from the Karoo, where sunny conditions can be expected with occasional cloud cover and a light southeasterly wind reaching a maximum of 16 degrees. Beautiful day out there. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane, where your low today is 8, reaching a high of 25 degrees. Mbombela comes through with the highest temperatures in the country today, 13 your low, reaching a high of 33 degrees. Pretoria 10, reaching a max of 26. If you're out in Johannesburg, 8 your low, reaching a high of 24 degrees. Plenty of sunshine expected for Mahikeng today, 8 and 27. Klerksdorp 4 your minimum, your maximum 27 degrees. Kimberley 3, reaching a high of 26. If you're out in Bloemfontein, expect a cold start to the morning, 1 your low, reaching a high of 25. Richards Bay, heavy rainfall for you today, 16 and 23. And if you're out in Pietermaritzburg, expect some high humidity, 9 and 22. Light showers for Durban, 15, peaking at 22 degrees. If you're out in Mthatha, it's 4 and 21. East London, a southwesterly wind traveling at 35 kilometers per hour for you today, 11 your low, reaching a high of 20. And Craddock, 1 and 20. Port Elizabeth, the windy city, a couple of showers expected for you today, 11 and 19 degrees your peak, and occasional drizzle for George, 7 your low, reaching a high of 17 degrees. The lowest temperatures in the country today, that's Sutherland, -1 your low, reaching a high of 15, with the mother city Cape Town starting off at 10, peaking at 17 degrees. If you're out in Worcester, 5 and 18 for you today. Springbok 9 your low, reaching a high of 24, and lastly Uppington, you'll start off at 8, peaking at 26 degrees. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour. In the meantime, get those sunrise pictures through to us using the hashtag Expresso Show, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 on Facebook.
All right, I was remiss because I didn't remind you. I got so excited about the impending World Cup. We forgot to let you know that you could go. At least your face.
How dare you?
Could be. I know. How very dare you? But you guys do have a golden opportunity. We can speak from experience. One of the coolest things that we've ever experienced. Our little faces on the back of a Springbok jersey. So we know the 2019 Rugby World Cup is literally now just around the corner. The Springboks, they'll be looking to bring home that coveted Webb Ellis trophy, and I think we believe that they can do it. And what better way to show your support to the team than to actually be on that rugby field with them?
Absolutely. Ooh. Yeah, the Faces on Numbers campaign gives you the opportunity to have your selfie on the backs of the Springbok stars like Siya Kolisi, Handré Pollard, Spoongosi. Hey. When they do so and play on the Rugby World Cup stage.
So if you want to get on the back of a Bok jersey, all you have to do is SMS the keyword WIN with your full name to 33728. There are 50 spots, only 50 spots available during the World Cup rugby match up against the All Blacks, and that's what you want. You want to be there on that field up against the All Blacks. A random draw will also be done where 2 lucky winners will walk away with the official Springbok jersey, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so make sure that you register on the special link provided below to win. And of course, this competition will close at 12 p.m. on Wednesday. SMSs or free SMSs don't apply, and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Okay, so a big congratulations to last week's competition winners, Roseanne Smith and Pilile Dlala, your brand new Bok jersey with your selfies on the back. Oh, so cool. We'll be making their way to you, and congrats, man.
Absolutely. Of course, we're looking forward to all supporting the Springboks as they make their way to Japan. And of course, we will be making sure that we contact the rest of the winners as we go along. Stay tuned, of course, for the weekend sports review part 2, where we chat football. Well, we have actually chatted football already.
I know, that's why I was remiss
marvelous, man.
I'm just like still keen to revel in the highlights of this past weekend. Nicholas Pepe looking amazing. Danny Ceballos. And yes, listen, all the Man United supporters can say what they want about him being on loan, but he's still our player for this season, and he's looking really good, man. Right now. The Gunners firing on all cylinders.
Did you feel like we didn't talk enough about Arsenal?
I really don't think that we did.
Like we did.
But it's all about the box right now. It's all about the box.
Because we are stronger together.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. We are in the kitchen, our favorite place, with the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Zolani Mahola!
Yes, queen! Yes, queen!
Oh, she's riding solo. So good to have you in the kitchen, my darling. You look fabulous, hey? Is this how you roll on the daily?
This is kind of how I roll.
This is the new you.
This is the new me. This is the next chapter.
I love it. I love it.
You're giving me so much regal energy. You're giving me Brenda Fassi, Clarity, Vulindlela with this head. You remember that? Taking us back into that time, that zone. And we're loving it. We're loving it.
We are loving it. And we're also loving the fact that every now and then we get to showcase a very incredible apparatus which takes our cooking experience to a whole nother level. So marinate just the way you like it. Lamb curry societies are an instant favorite that you'll want to add to your next braai. Thanks to the Crazy Store's Thingamajig Society Maker, ladies and gentlemen. Now these no need to break out the wood saw for this recipe because the primary function of the Society Maker is to help us with putting the whole thing together. So if you want to see how we're going to do this, all you have to do is remember this keyword, crazy to 33728. So basically this is what it looks like, right? Here you have all of your ingredients that you would usually put in a society. We've got some apricots, we've got some peppers, some onions, and then we've got our lamb over here. So we're going to nicely just keep it like that, and we're going to pack everything in once our lamb has been marinated, and then of course stick our little society thing in there.
It just makes it all so much easier,
Look at there, there's a little hole here. Okay, so shall we begin with the recipe?
Yes.
Okay, so now we need to create a marinade first and foremost. We've got some apricot jam, we've got some turmeric, we've got some curry powder, we've got sugar and some vinegar, and go.
Is this vinegar?
That's vinegar.
Where do we start?
It's vinegar.
We just like go.
You can just pop it all in.
There cool. So
we go.
Zolani, you look after the marinating bit.
That thing. That's the sugar.
Yeah. And then you got
Putting it all together.
Okay. Jam.
And some vinegar.
The vinegar.
There we go. And you've got a little whisk there.
Oh my God, I haven't used the whisk.
I know.
Do you cook often?
I love to cook. I don't cook super often, no.
Is it?
But when I do,
it's always a treat.
It's going to be
always
amazing.
an event.
Yes. My children do enjoy my cooking. And my husband.
Stunning. stunning. So you're just whisking all of that
I'm
together.
whisking, guys. I'm whisking away.
Well, I've got the stoves going over here, ready to
Nice.
get that lamb on here.
We're going to pop our sasatis in there to be marinade, to soak up all of this deliciousness. There we go, building our flavors as we go.
Okay,
love,
I'll come
love,
this
love.
side.
Are you going to put the sasatis
So I
together?
can get this, yeah, get
you go.
this going.
I'll stand on this side.
Going.
There we go.
Perfect.
Switch.
Okay, so it's really easy.
Yes. So we're going to pop that onto here.
I wonder, you could leave this marinating for a while.
You
right?
can. Okay, there you go.
Surely.
Yeah, okay.
I love how you're looking at me like, what must happen next?
No, I know exactly what must happen.
Nice.
So you're just layering all of these there, just lining them up and
I'm going to
making
pop them
sure
over here
you've got.
for
So you could obviously
and of
also
course, the
just
longer you
choose-
leave these in the
Yes.
fridge to marinate, the better.
Yeah.
Right.
The nice thing is it's got blocks there, so it just makes your job so much easier because you know where your meat is supposed to go, right?
Exactly.
So getting that in there, getting that in there.
So you could probably choose whatever ingredients you wanted to put into your society, obviously.
Yeah.
There we go.
And if you wanted to have it a vegetarian
Totally.
one.
Can switch it up. Can switch
so
it
delicious.
up.
And I love this thingamajig range from the Crazy Store because it just takes
Is that
cooking.
really what it's called?
It's thingamajig because
Thingamajig.
it doesn't actually have a name,
Yeah.
so it falls under that thingamajig range. You're like, what is it? What is it called?
The
that
thingamajig, man.
That thingamajig.
Okay, so I've got all of that stuffed in here. Got to close it.
Close it, and then you put your
and
stick through.
get the stick in there. Push it through. Okay, it's going in there, in there, in there. And
Wonderful.
out the other side. There we go.
Beautiful
Fantastic.
stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
Watch me. Watch me.
Okay.
Good job, Debbie.
There we go.
Excellent.
It's
I'm glad.
in
Okay,
there.
so wonderful. So it's really, really wonderful to see how this thingamajig is working. But if you want to see one more time how we put this entire delicious thingamajig recipe together, we're making societies, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this.
Look at that. So it's come together nicely.
Beautiful.
And it just takes
Thingamajig.
the workload off of you, right? The convenience of it all, this thingamajig. It's beautiful, yeah. And then you know.
Gonna put it on the griddle pan here. What happened
so
to
much
the
fun.
tongue?
And I think that-
Whoever. Look at this. Okay, wonderful. All right, and then you're just nicely gonna put this on the griddle pan, and it's gonna come out beautiful and
Like
delicious
this.
like
Wow.
that right there. Hey,
really
well
good.
done.
So
There
good.
it is, the thingamajig.
So the whole thing is that it just holds it together.
pro-
Because sometimes when you do it manually, it can fall apart a little bit, right?
Yeah,
You just
we
like
don't need
manually
that.
pour it. No, you don't need that anymore, which is fantastic. The kids are gonna love interacting with this as
They
well.
will.
It's quite fun to play with.
It's
as
also
well.
like a drum thing. It's a percussion instrument.
Yeah.
Only you would think of that.
Totally.
Crazy to 33728 will gladly send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this delicious society recipe yourself.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
All right, now, for those of you that know the lads on our Feel Good Breakfast, we take our grooming very, very seriously. I mean, on the weekly, we make sure we're all edged out, we're faded out, the beards are trimmed beautifully. Well, for those that do have the beards out here. That's why we've got the man of the hour over here, Ryan Phillips from the men's room, who's going to be showing us using Bick's range of premium disposable razors how to get that perfectly trimmed beard. Because it's like Graham, you know, he's done the kind of general grooming there, but how to really, really get it spick and span. When last did you use that word? Spick and span.
Spick and span.
For a Monday morning ready for a week. It's great to have you here, man. How are you doing?
I'm fine, so.
Lovely stuff. And so when a guy like Graham walks into your lovely establishment and you look at his face, what are you kind of picturing and what do you need to kind of adjust and work on to give him that ultimate clean look?
And you would know, because you've got a very manicured beard. Granted, you've got a bit more beard game than I've got, but this for me is kind of the TV line, but it means that it needs to be manicured and I need an edge. So how do you approach kind of looking after a bit of stubble or stubble beard?
Like with your beard, I can see it's growing nice and full. So I will keep it nice and full. I won't, trim it down. Keep the eye line low down, because that will suit your face.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, and it needs to be TV ready as well, so I can't let it be too kind of rough and ready. I need the makeup and the stuff around it, so that's the vibe.
And when it comes to general beard grooming and maintenance, what are some of the tips that you can share with our viewers out there in order to take care of it, have it looking good every day? Like yours.
What do you do? Yeah.
If you have the beard, if your beard grows nice and full, show it off, shape it,
Yes.
A lot of people out there have the beard, but they shave clean and stuff. And then you have the ones that once they grow the beard, but it's all patchy and, So my advice, if you have the beard, go with it.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, it is. It is. From a maintenance point of view, right? Like, for instance, I go for my cuts and fades about once a week. I try and maintain that. But when it comes to a beard, how often should you be looking to be taking care of it, cleaning it up, trimming it up?
Like for me, unfortunately for me, I do mine every second, third day. I cut my hair every second, third day.
Yeah.
So, but once a week, that's good.
So, I mean, there's got to be one perk to actually being a barber and having your shop, dude. That's the thing. So today I'm going to ask for a little bit of help here because I actually went clean shaven to put these guys, the Flex 5 especially, to the test, and I grew it out as full as I could, shaved it beautifully. But now I've grown it back into, because I prefer having a bit of a kind of a stubble beard, if you will. But now the edging is something that I'd like a little bit of help with. I mean, it's not too bad, but it would be great if you could help me out and put our edging blade on the Flex 5 to test. Can we put you to the task?
All right, cool.
You guys are gonna. Well, I'm gonna do a bit of
Serena there.
Sit right here. And the whole point here, guys, is to think about your grooming in a slightly different way. Take the time to pay respect to yourself. If you've got a beard, grow it out, but look after it. There are so many cool products available, and if you want to take it off, a Flex 5 is at your nearest store to be able to do that. So have a bit of fun, experiment, because you can. The joy of a beard is it'll grow back, and you can shave it off. So you've got the opportunity, but it's like the ultimate accessory. But I think it.
I was about to say that. You say the joy of a beard, and I think it's exactly that. When you are blessed enough to have it, it can be such a great thing that could. Sorry, I'm speaking out of pure jealousy right now.
I'm sorry, man.
Never been able to, but it's all right. It's all right.
And look, I'm at my ripe old age. It's taken me a while to get to a point where I can have a full beard. But take it away.
So the application first. So take us through what you're doing there, Ryan, as you take it step by step.
I'm putting on the shave gel now. This is not the foam. This is the gel.
The gel a little goes a long way, which is quite helpful. Yeah.
And then, of course,
and you just use a little of it.
Yeah, that just softens the skin up, softens the beard up, and then now comes the technique. So you're shaving with the grain.
With the grain, yeah.
With the grain, with multiple strokes, and just making sure that it is cleaned up. And obviously, you're using the line of the Flex 5 to kind of guide you as to where you want that edge to be. And it's looking amazing already, dude. How does it feel, man? You can't really I shouldn't have asked you that question while you're getting shaved.
I'm letting my eyes tell the story.
Yeah, that's looking good. There's also, for me, when it comes to the grooming part, a relaxing feeling when you do get that lovely texture of the razor against your skin, and it works well.
It's cathartic, man. It's cathartic.
Exactly.
And what I like about it, this is as close to a cutthroat shave as you can get in your own home. Having that single edging blade does really help. It's nice to have the multiple blades when you're doing a full shave.
It's reminds me of that scene from Sweeney Todd. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Lovely stuff, and obviously, I mean, we've spoken so much about how you get the correct line, and it's a bit of like the trial and error, but you want to kind of take it in an oval shape or half an oval shape from jawline to jawline for me, but you can also have a fade of a bit of, lesser stubble, if you will, down into the throat. But for me, being on TV, I want clean, professional. Yeah, I don't want it to look too kind of rustic, if you will. Yeah.
And then using the Flex 5, you're talking about finding that oval shape from jawline to jawline. Now that Ryan has actually done it, the bottom of the beard, right, really just cups your jawline, and it really makes it pop. It almost looks like you've got it dyed because it forms a darker shadow down there. So it really has shaped your face quite nicely. And now he's shaping the top of it, just taking off those small little bits of it. But I'll tell you what.
I mean, you do get like hair in all sorts of places on your face. So it's nice to just kind of edge it out. It is something people are going to judge you by. And you would know this, bro. That people they take you in. But there is something really cool about the self-respect. First of all, to go and visit a barber is really cool. I think that's a gift to yourself, but
the symmetry.
Taking the time to, and I don't have a symmetrical face, so it takes quite a lot, yeah?
Listen, we're going to take a quick break while Graham gets his shave on. We'll see the final results afterwards.
Master your look with Big Flex.
What's up, guys? This is Ntando Duma. I'm a media personality, a TV presenter, actress, and a mother. I am pineapple flavor, bright and sexy. I think pineapple is everyone's favorite. It's smooth, it's sweet, it's amazing. So definitely a winning team. Join me on the island, buy a Tropica bottle and see entry details on the bottle. Upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner. And of course, upload it on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and the hashtag is TIOT9. When you bring in those auditioning videos, please do make sure that you are as real as possible. I want that dedicated somebody with the brain as well to think of the strategies and the plans, and of course that sexy body. Come on with it. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
You hold me now as if nothing will ever break. All that flowers here in your heart.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
As I put the finishing touches after Ryan has put the finishing touches on a nice little edging experience. I needed a bit of a touch up on the edges of my beard. Ryan from the men's room, I love that. Men go in, legends come out. We're all about that edging blade on the Flex 5, about being able to keep those manicured, very clean lines. What do you think, Brie? Happy with your happy with your handy? It's nice to bring in the pros to do it once in a while. Of course, the Flex 5 is available along with the entire Big Flex range. Premium disposable razors, but I love that edging blade on the Flex 5. It's a great way to look after a well-manicured beard. Dude, thank you so much for your help, dude. Stick around. I think there's going to be a line of guys outside the studio after that. Feels good.
Yeah, they say a new look is like a holiday, isn't it?
You know.
And of course, your Feel Good Breakfast show has recently moved locations to a brand new home, and we enlisted the help and expertise of the team at Home Fabrics to put it all together. And Henny Dreyer, who's the Home Fabrics regional manager in the Western Cape, joins us to share with us the trends that they incorporated into our exciting new space. Henny himself looks like you've just gotten a nice beard edging as well. Good to have you.
The detail.
Henny, so good to have you on the show. I mean, our beautiful space. We love our home. Tell us about the inspiration behind the themes that you've created here in this brand new space.
Well, if you look at your news headlines this morning, you were talking about guys setting sail to Cairo. You've got glaciers melting. So the biggest inspiration has to be nature, and I think that's what we brought through here.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. What about the designers and the collections that you've chosen? Give us a little bit more detail as to how you went about sourcing them and deciding that these would be the perfect fit.
So, I mean, your set takes a beating. It really takes a hammering, and we had to put performance fabrics out there. And, you know, a brand that's synonymous with Home Fabrics is called Fiberguard.
Yeah. Yes.
And Fiberguard, I mean, in terms of fabric, is what we decked you out in. And then in terms of wallpaper, we also decided you need something that can take a hammering. So we took high-performance vinyls that we put out from Arte. Another brand that we used was Moy, which is it's an incredible paper behind me.
And it is Moy.
It is gorgeous.
Have you felt the paper? It's absolutely. Have you felt the paper?
I felt it.
It's absolutely beautiful. It's actually, it feels like an animal.
Yeah. I was about to say, Tabitha and I were saying this morning, it feels like this wall is alive.
Yeah,
and it really gives that like menagerie of extinct animals.
Wow. It's beautiful, and I understand what you mean when you say the set does take a beating, because naturally we have tons of guests, so much going on, and we want it to last for as long as it possibly can. So I love that that's a trend as well. But do you think we'll be seeing more international interior design trends entering the South African market?
Well, you know, I think South Africa is very with it in terms of what's cool and what's not cool, you know. But I think trends that we're seeing coming through a lot now is shears. Shears are hot, and pattern shears specifically, you know, interesting patterns. And then knobbly, chunky bouclés, also really good. And then in terms of wallpaper, natural texture trumps always, and it's season after season. We're seeing a lot of that come through, and then bold expressionist designs as well. A lot of that
stuff, And this is not, you know, stuff that's reserved to only us here on your Feel Good Breakfast in terms of our studio, but you also have a YouTube channel.
Yes, we do.
Trends,
it's called HF Trends.
That'll help everyone out there keep up to date. Give us a bit of a view of what the page is all about.
So HF Trends is basically a YouTube vlog series that we do that's specifically geared towards being informative to everyone on fabrics and wallpapers, because I think it's quite scary sometimes. You know, like, oh, am I doing the right thing, you know? So it's for that, and it's also, you know, to put brands forward that we think work really well. And getting information from industry professionals. So, you know, you can catch it on HF Trends, hashtag HF Trends, and on YouTube, it's on our Home Fabrics channel.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's so nice that you can have like a one-stop shop for inspiration, because I feel like people really are waking up and cottoning on, excuse the pun, to fabrics and wallpapers. I mean, if you look at what's on our wall right now, it's mind-blowing, and this is what everyone can be incorporating into their homes.
Of course,
Excellent stuff. Thanks so much, Henny.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Yes, indeed.
Quite excited.
Home Fabrics is there to keep you up to date on the current and intriguing trends in decor and styling. Check out their work and trends report on their website, homefabrics.co.za, and hfinnercircle.com. So what do you have coming up? Because, I mean, YouTube is exactly where it's at, where content generation, you can put it through there as often as you like. So what do you have coming up, and how often do you also release
We publish
content?
weekly, so there's quite a bit coming out, and it's very informative. So it's like, you know, we're talking about drapery, and we're talking about upholsteries, we're talking about all sorts of interesting stuff that is valuable to everyone, that, you know, because, I mean, fabric and wallpaper can be very scary.
Yeah, and people can ask questions on the platform, and then you use that as inspiration to create more content.
Whatever they want to ask, we can answer easily, whatever.
Excellent stuff. So check out the websites as well. So it's HF Trends on YouTube, and of course you can go to the website once more. It's homefabrics.co.za and hfinnercircle.com. Henny, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, it is an overload of home improvement inspiration here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And if ever there was a case of a friend in need being a friend indeed, it's the fantastically helpful new chain of Leroy Merlin. They've got this do-it-yourself home improvement stores. Now, they assist customers to imagine, create, and decorate the home of their dreams, and to see how hassle-free they can make the process. Now, Tsulu took in to one of their stores, their new epic stores, and this is what he got up to.
Leroy
Merlin is one of the leaders in home improvement with over 120,000 employees in 800 stores across the world. They finally set foot in Africa, and I'm here in Greenstone at their very first store to see it all for myself. Walking into the Greenstone store today is really exciting. I expected it to be big, but I didn't think it would be this massive. There's such a huge variety of products across all departments, from bathroom to kitchen to gardening and so much more. This really is a one-stop shop for everything home improvement.
Leroy Merlin is certainly not your traditional hardware store. We are extremely competitively priced. Simply put, we offer the best price on the market. You can take a stroll through the aisles right now using your phone, compare prices online, and you'll find that we still offer the best price on the market. We offer an extremely wide range full of innovative concepts, different styles, vibrant colors, all geared to meet the requirements of customers. The most important aspect to experience here at Leroy Merlin is the team. Our team is extremely friendly, helpful and knowledgeable. As soon as you step into the store, the atmosphere and energy that you feel is phenomenal.
You can get your Leroy Merlin home card in-store or by downloading the My Home Card app and reap the benefits of getting a 30-day promotional price guarantee, receipt-free returns, and priority in Leroy Merlin's DIY workshops.
Leroy Merlin consists of 6 main markets, namely construction, hardware, kitchen, bathroom, decor and garden, to cater for all your DIY needs. And man, I feel like a kid in a candy store exploring all these aisles.
Leroy Merlin offers an array of DIY services ranging from our one-of-a-kind building materials drive-through, where you can get anything in a quick and efficient way. Other than that, you can use our online kitchen 3D designed software, which allows you to have a say in your kitchen design from beginning to end. If you want to go more personalized, we offer customization products in kitchen, bathroom, lighting and decor, so you can literally decorate your home to your heart's desire, making your home the best place to live.
Leroy Merlin takes a holistic approach to home improvement. They offer much more than just building materials. You'll find an incredible variety of home decor items, and they've got the outdoors covered as well.
In our garden and landscaping offerings, we've got quite an enormous range of the product that will help you to choose the smart choice. Okay, as you can see here, I've got all these grasses we pack according to the ascending order. The first one, we've got 1.6 mil, we've got 2 mil, we also got 3.6 mil. So it will help you according to your budget to accommodate all customers. So today I'm going to tell you the difference with the compost and the fertilizer. The compost is a soil improvement. That's when you mix it with the normal soil just to make the soil fertile. And then the fertilizer, that's when you want to give your plants the nutrients.
Leroy Merlin employees are, above all, sales advisors who offer each customer proper advice on which solution to choose and how to use or install a product.
I really love how Leroy Merlin have incorporated the digital age in their offering. They have a click and collect system where you can order your products online and come and collect them in store within 2 hours. They also have a really fun, cool, interactive website where you can actually design your own 3D home renovation. Talk about progressive and forward-thinking customer service. These guys are on it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Whether you're looking to build or renovate your home, create a relaxed outdoor living space, or just embark on a simple DIY project, Leroy Merlin has something for everyone. They truly do let you make your home into the best place to live. On that note, I think I found my next DIY project.
Oh man, I love you, dude. I love you so much. I love you so much, boy. Oh, man.
So whether you're looking to renovate or just reinvent, one thing is certain, that Leroy Merlin is any homeowner's wonderland.
And if you're not based in Jersey, don't worry, don't fret. You can visit them online. They've got a fantastic online digital presence. As Tola said, leroymerlin.co.za is where you can find some incredible deals and inspiration. So now we, of course, are all about home improvement today. We are loving it. So we've been asking you guys, how would you choose to transform your house? Is it a little bit of paint? A little bit of paint goes a long way. Maybe some wallpaper. I know some people quite intimidated to do something with wallpaper, but it's nice thing is it's a reversible thing. You can kind of experiment, but it can bring a space to life. And maybe all you need is just one accent wall. Yeah. It could be amazing. But we've had a couple of comments come through from you guys.
All right, let's take a look at some of your comments that you guys have put up on our Facebook. Here's Kensadi Musi Sinyane saying, good morning, Expresso and family. Would love to have bold nature print or design wallpaper on my dining room wall.
Then do it, Kensani. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, if that is your idea of it, then that looks absolutely amazing.
In our kitchen, those kind of elephant ear, it looks amazing.
We've been able to do it really
looks
well.
Beautiful. Filona saying, good morning, Expresso team. Good morning, hun. I think I'll go with paint, with a bright color that will make me feel happy and good every time I'm in it. And it's amazing.
The thing about paint and color.
Color really does. I love a bit of green. That pink and that actual kind of photo that we've used there pops. But for me, a beautiful green accent can be so nice. So calming and energetic.
Sometimes it is just the color that you need to just lift your spirit every time you step into your space. Here's Bulelwa Sono on Facebook, last comment saying, morning family. I've been painting since forever. I think it's time to change to wallpaper. Yeah, change is good.
Do it.
And deco, of course.
Change is so good.
Do it. Change
Do
is
it, man.
so
No,
good.
honestly,
Always so good for you.
Changing your living space, you might think that you need a holiday, but maybe all you really need is just to refresh your living space. It's what you see every day. It's what you wake up to every day. We can speak from experience. Being in a new space has just really refreshed us, reinvigorated us. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to take a very quick break. We'll see you on the other side.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso Live, right here on SABC3. We're bringing it back to the kitchen one more time because it is the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. Now, if there's one thing about us here on Expresso is that we love a good bunny chow, and I'm really excited to learn how to make a miniature bunny chow with all of the flavor and punch that you would expect from a big, normal one. Now, here to show us how is Teresa Olyate. Teresa, let's hop straight into it. Who doesn't love a bunny chow?
All right. Oh, I mean, it's such a South African favorite, and the one we're doing today is very, very easy to put together. And how cute are these rolls?
These
I mean, they're
are
just so sweet.
so cute. The nice thing about them is you can have as many as you want without feeling guilty. Like if you threw 7 of these here, because they're so tiny, I'd feel like I've only had one.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense.
Okay, cool. So what ingredients do we need for this?
All right, so we're going to start with our Clover Pride spread.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that in our pot.
So obviously we are making use of our Clover Pride fat spread. It is a delicious and tasty fat spread. It's blended with Clover Olive Pride extra virgin olive oil, which is fantastic because it's got that great source of omega-3, fantastic for your health.
Okay, so I've added some onion into the pot. And then we've got lots of beautiful spices we're going to add. So we've got the bay leaf here, cinnamon. This is garam masala.
Ooh, okay.
And you can obviously add more curry if that's what you like.
Yes, and the nice thing about curry is that you really can experiment and play with it. It's about finding the spices that absolutely work for you, that you want to make sure that those flavors come through in your bunny chow.
Exactly. So the heat level is completely up to you.
Okay.
I'm also going to add some garlic and some chili.
Nice.
So that's going to taste great. And just let that cook for a couple of minutes so that the onion can soften and the spices can release all that flavor.
Fab.
Yes.
So you're mixing it all together.
Yes.
People think a bunny chow is complicated, even though it looks like a simple type of meal. I mean, is this true?
This is very simple. The one we're making today, very, very easy. So I'm going to add some mince into the pan.
Okay.
If you are a vegetarian, you don't have to use mince. Obviously, you can use a vegetable substitute. So something like butternut works really well.
Great.
Or even lentils, because then you've got that protein factor in there.
Okay, fantastic. So we know that it is, of course, this Clover Pride Fat spread, which we're using today, is endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation, which is all the good news you want to be hearing about the stuff that you're eating. And Clover Pride top tip of the week, here it is. When you make a veggie bake, make sure that you cut your veggies into equal sizes. This will ensure an even cooking time. You actually want that, because you don't want like an uneven cooking time when you're making something where some of the stuff is ready and the rest of it isn't.
Yeah, that's a very good tip, definitely.
And of course, some of the benefits that you get with the Clover fat spread that we're using today is that it's 40% fat spread, which contains Olive Pride extra virgin olive oil. It is absolutely fantastic. The keyword for this is Clover. SMS Clover to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe, and you'll learn how to make this yourself at home.
Yeah. Right, so next we're going to add our tomatoes. We're also going to add a little bit of brown sugar.
Yeah. So the brown sugar is to what? To neutralize that acidity of the tomato.
Exactly right. Ah,
I'm learning so much. I think, you know what? I am becoming the next great cooking person. I almost said chef, but that would be a bit disrespectful. You spend a lot of time trying to become a chef.
Right, so I'm going to season with some salt and pepper. And then something else to mention is you can actually do this all in advance.
Okay.
And you can keep it in the fridge for up to 2 days.
So you can mix all of your ingredients all in advance and keep it in the fridge for a while.
Put it in the fridge, yeah.
Fantastic.
So it's a little make-ahead tip. Right, so what you want to do is let that simmer for about 10 minutes, check the seasoning, and then it's all done. And then what we're going to do is put it into our bread here. So we've got these huge mini loaves.
Yeah.
If you can't find these, a bread roll will work just as well.
Great. So you can actually play with it and do with it what you want.
Yeah, whatever you have available. Just obviously make sure you don't break through the bottom of the roll.
Might not go well.
And then...
Nice. So you're stuffing it in there. It smells amazing. I am smelling all those flavors. They're just bursting through, which is absolutely amazing. The keyword once again is Clover. SMS Clover to 33728. We'll SMS you a link to the recipe. Learn how to make this miniature bunny chow. It is an absolute South African favorite, but if in case you missed any of the steps into how to make this with Teresa, here's a quick recap.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover. If you've ever been to Durban, indulging in a bunny chow should have been at the top of your list. If you haven't tried them or never go to Durban, why not try your hands at making these Clover mini bunnies? They might be small, but they still pack a punch. Get your hands on some mini loaves or normal bread rolls, slice the loaves in half and hollow them out, or cut out the inside of the bread rolls and set aside. Add a tablespoon of Clover Pride fat spread to a large pan. Then add 1 chopped onion, 3 cinnamon sticks, 2 bay leaves, 1 finely chopped green chili, 2 crushed garlic cloves, and 2 tablespoons of garam masala. Then cook until the onions are soft and fragrant. Next, add 500 grams of beef mince and cook until browned. Then add a tin of chopped tomatoes and a tablespoon of brown sugar. Stir to combine and leave to simmer for 10 minutes. Spoon the curry into your hollowed out bread rolls and mini loaves. Season to taste and tuck in using the excess bread to mop up all the delicious sauce and spicy flavors. You don't need to be a Durbanite to get the flavors right. Give these Clover mini bunnies a try at your next dinner party and add some spice to your night.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, you clearly can travel all the way to Durban without actually leaving your place if you aren't based in Durban. This is absolutely amazing, a South African classic. And I know that it definitely would be the type of thing that acts out as a treat when you've got friends over the weekend. But what I'm waiting to do now is to taste it. You're going to have to do the same with me.
Okay, should we do it?
Let's get into it.
Right.
Yum. So good. Those flavors, they just explode in your mouth. I love it. The keyword is Clover to 33728. SMS that to us. We'll send you a link to the recipe. Teresa, you are my bunny chow mate, man. Put it here. Ching.
Cheers.
To the bao chow.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Now, here is a thing. Here is a thing. This gorgeous, gorgeous soul. I want to say gorgeous girl, but you're so pretty inside and out, Solani.
Yeah, just now you were looking down my top, Graham.
It's because you are shorter than me, okay? It's not my fault, okay?
Whatever.
Height is at a disadvantage here. You are, I'm so proud of you, first of all. And we've known each other for a long time, man. We've kind of walked this weird parallel path in the industry, and I've watched you just hit the stratosphere. With a band, now you're doing it solo, which is really brave, and I would imagine quite cathartic because you get to kind of pour a lot out there. So well done.
Thank you. Thanks, Graham.
Really cool. Not that you need any validation from me, but it's awesome.
I'll take it.
I've got to ask very quickly, how cool is it and how weird is it going back to the roots of writing your own material and being back in that space?
It's wonderful. I have been writing songs on guitar for since I was a tot, really. And there have been songs that I brought to the band that have worked really nicely in the band space. But the songs that I'm working on that I'll be releasing later this year are songs that are really just my voice, my authentic individual voice that I'm ready to let the world in on.
Does it feel like poetry? Does it feel like music? How does it feel going into that creative space alone?
It feels like connecting with myself and then really letting the world in on Zolani Maola. That's it.
Man, and you are an open book, which is so beautiful and so amazing. And I think as a speaker, people are going to be privileged to hear your take on the world.
I love doing the speaking. That is such a wonderful addition in my life. It's just like added such joy and such space in my life. And it's great. I love it. I love it.
Not that you needed any more gravitas, but there it is to make us, I think, all feel a little more grounded today and just to celebrate good music apart from anything else. Here is the thing.
Here is the thing.
Here is a thing with nothing to say. Mountains won't stand in your way. Well, you like to walk as if troubles are behind you. They'll never find you as long as you hide. Why, you'll miss the rain, standing with forehead on window pane crying. Out here is my shame, don't leave me here lonely, I've called you by name. You with the sun dripping over your face, nobody knows where you've been. Your arms open wide, greeting strangers like family, nobody knows all the places you've sinned. Why, there goes the rain, standing with forehead on window pane crying. Out here is my shame, don't leave me here lonely, I've called you by name. To say, darkness won't stand in your way. You hold me now as if nothing will ever break. All that flowers here in your heart. There I go again, bleeding and beating on a window pane crying. Out here is my shame, don't leave me here lonely, I've called you by name. is no sound when the rivers stop flowing. It's only hope that turns bread into wine. I have no words when the winter floods out of you. Never once did I think you would cry.
That just washed over us.
Good. Let it wash over you.
You're amazing. Absolutely
Graham.
amazing. I am so excited about the solo stage of your journey.
I did want to say that I'm never, a lot of people are sad about the Freshly Ground story ending. It's not the end of Freshly Ground. In fact, we're playing
always there,
amazing gigs until the end of the year, so you'll definitely see us for the rest of 2019. And then we will always come together on projects, in the future.
It's a family.
It's a family. It's a family.
You're part of our family.
It's a
You're a
family.
part of our family.
You're
We'll
part of
see you
our
after the break.
family.
That was lovely.
Thanks, Graham.
Girl, because I dig me some old.
Coming up on the next brand ambassador. Does Durban have what it takes in order to stand out from the crowd?
Too many people want to insert their spices into the biryani. No one is listening to me, so I decided to walk out.
By this stage, it's the Wild West.
What is going on?
My heart literally sunk.
That's not what we agreed upon.
He doesn't belong here. Ooh, the clothes are coming out.
That's the next brand ambassador. Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to it on a Monday morning. Time right now for the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. Yes, let the choirs in the heavens hear it. Listen, we're taking a spicy journey today. We've been learning all about different kinds of curries. And so right now, alongside these two wonderful queens, Zayan Khan and Anel Potgieter, we'll discover the world of spices and how to use them appropriately in order to create those delicious, heartwarming foods that we love so much. Ladies, good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Curry Monday.
Happy Curry Monday. It does feel like a bit of a happy Curry Monday.
Yes.
I was saying to both of you just now that I don't think my spice rack at home is appropriately equipped, because I kind of buy spices when and if I need them. But then when you have that inspiration, you need to have that array of spices, right? So let's quickly talk about the difference between curry powder and masala. What's the difference there?
I grew up in the Free State just with curry powder, and it's the reason is with the politics played such a big role in our food culture in the country, because since 1890 the Indians were not allowed to go into the Free State with those horrible laws that we had. So I didn't grow up with garlic or ginger or any of these beautiful cardamoms, fenugreek or fennel, coriander, nothing. I only had a yellow powder from the rack.
That is extraordinary. So there's an actual historic significance as to how the laws segregated us, not just as culturally as people, but from a culinary point of view. We couldn't taste the foods that each other were eating, which could have brought us closer, because we all know what happens when people get around a table and feast on a meal.
Exactly. Definitely. And I guess the difference between curry powder and masala is that masala just means a mixture. A mixture of ingredients, so spices in this case. But we can look at this as an example. Something like this, garam masala, to curry powder. Curry powder has a lot less ingredients and usually always is based on turmeric. Okay. And it is a kind of a British interpretation of what they would have liked in those times.
Yes.
A curry to be flavored with.
Sorry that I interrupted you. It's according to the British palate. Remember with the British invaded,
yes, of
and
course,
they were,
the colonization.
The colonization and everything. So masala is a much beautiful, richer. I never use this ever again.
Like after discovering masala, you're like...
After discovering all the lovely people...
But don't knock the curry powder, because sometimes when you do need a little bit of curry, it's got its place, you know. But then I also discovered that not all masalas are made equal. There is a garam masala, but then there's also a leaf masala. Let's talk about the differences between those and when it's most appropriate to use them then.
So garam masala is usually used as a, if I can say, like a finishing spice.
Okay.
So, but this is also not true to all cooks and chefs, right? Whereas a leaf masala...
Hello?
So garam means with heat, so it's got some spiciness to it. Whereas a leaf masala is a little bit more mild. It's a lot more red. It's got paprika or chili powder, and you would cook with it initially.
Yes.
We like to say it's like the introduction spice for children.
Okay.
So that's like kind of, it's not too hot, but it's hot enough.
Yes, just to kind of dance a little bit on their tongues.
Exactly.
Yes. There's something about a good spice when you pop it into a pan and it releases the flavors.
Definitely.
It immediately says your kitchen is cooking, all right?
Yes.
And what about a wet masala? That's also a thing?
Yeah, wet masala is basically, for example, in Mexico, their traditional dish is the mole. So you get the dry version and the wet version. And the wet version is much nicer, I think, to cook with. It's nice if you create a paste, and this is using wetter ingredients like garlic and ginger, which essentially you are doing within the cooking, but when you get it wet, it's all gemeld. It's all put together already.
Wow. Anel, what is going on in that pan? You've just taken a whole bunch of spices and you've popped them onto a very hot pan.
Yes.
I'm not even sure. Was there a consideration as to what the combination is?
Yes, so this is a masala that I made here. So it's cumin, coriander, some fennel, some black peppercorn star anise, and some cloves.
Curry leaves.
Goodness.
First you put it in the pan just to release all those beautiful oils.
So this is how you ideally make your own masala at home.
And then we're going to add some peri-peri or chili powder.
Yeah.
Some cinnamon and some nutmeg.
Wow.
And what you do with it after it's released all these beautiful flavors, you can smell it. You put it in.
I took a.
Will you do that?
I took a big whiff of that. SMS the keyword spice to 33728, and we'll send you the ingredients. A very complex palette of ingredients that are now mixed together there.
Isn't it lovely?
So at the end, you should get something like this.
Yes. And then what wonderful is about the garam masala, when you've done your curry and you put it on the table, you put some garam masala on the table and you just sprinkle it over the already done curry. It just lifts the whole dish. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You carry on doing that. We'll see how far we get. We'll kind of do shifts. We'll take over and see whether at the end of the culinary hotline bling we can actually have that kind of powdery consistency. But do send through all of your questions onto our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. We're all about the spicy kind of life with the two ladies. Wonderful.
In the national news this morning, the managing director of the Banking Association of South Africa, Cascovadia, says it's disappointing that even after their petition, President Cyril Ramaphosa made no attempt to interact with the industry regarding the National Credit Amendment Bill, which he signed into law last week. The city of Johannesburg, in a Women's Month-inspired ceremony on Saturday, welcomed their first batch of 450 beneficiaries of the city's insourcing program for cleaners. The plan is to insource a total of 1,879 cleaners, most of whom will be women. On the international front, different approaches to protecting elephants are dominating the debate at a key conservation conference in Geneva. 5 African countries, including Botswana, Namibia and Zimbabwe, wish to reopen the trade in ivory. Mourners yesterday gathered north of Reykjavik in Iceland to commemorate the loss of Okkukul, which has died at the age of 700 years old. Okkukul is the first Icelandic glacier to lose its status as glacier. And then finally, while poaching of rhinos in South African national parks continues to be a cause of concern, latest statistics do show that these may finally be decreasing. This is a result of the introduction of hard-hitting measures that have been put in place thanks to organizations like the Sandparks, Honorary Rangers and enterprises funding them, such as Rhino Tears. Through the sales of their Red Blend and Sauvignon Blanc, Rhino Tears have raised an astonishing R2 million in support of the Sandparks Honorary Rangers. John Hooper, founder of Rhino Tears, believes that the contribution of private organizations is essential in the fight against poaching and encourages more businesses to lend a helping hand. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Yep, let's wrap up those major sporting headlines in a Rugby World Cup build-up match. Of course, the Springboks claiming a rather narrow 24-18 victory over the visiting Los Pumas at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria on Saturday, but ticking a number of boxes like the return of Sia Khaleesi. Then, of course, the Springbok women's team has qualified for the 2021 Women's Rugby World Cup to be hosted by New Zealand. That was after yet another convincing 39-0 victory over Kenya in the deciding match of the qualifiers in Brakpan. Congratulations, lady. And then, of course, in cricket, the Ashes continued over the weekend with England having to settle for a draw against Australia in the second test at Lord's. And in football action, English Premier League action continued yesterday with Frank Lampard's Chelsea drawing 1-1 against a very spirited Leicester at Stamford Bridge. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Monday morning.
Thank you very much, Graham. Let's take a final look at your roads this morning. We start off in Gauteng, out in Soweto. There has been a fatal accident on the Elias Moswaledi Road. That's before Zulu Drive. Delays can be expected over there approaching the scene, so please do avoid the area this morning. And off to the Western Cape in Khayelitsha on the N2 outbound. There has been an accident before Spine Road. All lanes are open, but delays can still be expected, so please approach with caution. Take it easy on the roads this morning. And off to the train lines. There are infrastructure problems at Salt River impacting the Cape Flats line. Train services are causing delays up to approximately 60 minutes, so please be patient this morning. And that's where we leave it for the morning.
So as we do every morning, we've asked you to send through your epic sunrise photos, and thank you so much to Sam Cross, who sent through this beautiful sunrise from Durban, and Ntokozo Makatini for your sunrise from Jozi, as well as Nancy Govender for your beautiful vista from Park Rainy and KZN. And lastly, Gary for your sunrise photo from the beautiful Karoo. Thank you so much for sending those through. Let's take a broad sweep of those temperatures across the country. Starting in Polokwane, your low 8 going up to 25 degrees, then the highest temperature in the country at the moment. In Mbombela, 13 your low, going up to 33 degrees as a high. Pretoria, your low 10 going up to 26 degrees. Johannesburg, 8 and 24 your range. Plenty of sunshine for Mahikeng, 8 your low, going up to a beautiful 27 degrees. Klerksdorp, chilly start at 4 degrees, going up to 26. Likewise, your high in Kimberley starting off on 3 degrees though this morning. Then a very cold start as we've seen all winter for Bloemfontein, 1 degrees. But I promise you, summer is on the way. 25 is your high. Then heavy rainfall expected in Richards Bay. Please take note of that. 16 degrees your low, going up to just 23 degrees with the cloud cover. Then high humidity as we move inland. Pietermaritzburg, your low 9 going up to 22 degrees with some cloud cover. Light showers for Durbs, 15 your low, 22 your high. Mthatha ranging between 4 and 21 degrees. Then a southwesterly wind of around 35 kilometers an hour picking up throughout the day. That's in East London with 11 your low, going up to 20 degrees. Cradock, chilly start, 1 degrees going up to 20 as your high. Then a couple of showers for Port Elizabeth. with moderate temperatures ranging between only 11 and 19 with that intermittent range. Likewise, occasional drizzle for George, where your low is 7, going up to only 17 degrees. Lowest temperature in the country, though, today, that honour belongs to Sutherland, -1 degrees. The last kick of winter, going up to only 15 degrees today. Cape Town, moderate with cloud cover, 10 to 17 degrees. Your range, Worcester ranging between 5 and 18. Springbok, your low 9, going up to just 24 degrees. And Uppington, sunnier day than usual, 8 degrees, your chilly start, but going up to a moderate 26 degrees as well. But as we always say, regardless of the weather, make sure it's a beautiful day. Savor it.
Well, it is Relationship Mondays right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But before we talk about that, there may be many moments in life when we need to make a good impression. And sometimes we need a few tips to get us through those tricky situations. Now, we've seen the Presenter Search contestants have their time to shine with presenting. But can you also have a time to shine in everyday life? And you can with Orbit Gum. And we've got you covered right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you're wondering what is the best way to ace your first date, then we've got celebrity psychologist Sharissa Bloomberg right here in studio to help you increase your chance of being asked on a second date.
Ooh, we're going to learn today. Welcome. It's always so good to see you.
Thank you. And
well, I think everyone's sitting on the edge of their seats ready to receive all of these tips, especially all the singles out there who are in the process of going out on dates. But the first thing that people often think about when they get asked out on a date is what they're going to be looking like, what they're going to be wearing. And so the first question then becomes, how important is it to pay attention to what you look like for that first date?
Very, very important. Absolutely. Because first impressions, and there's something called the 30-second principle, which also now it's 15 seconds. We just judge a book by its cover. It's not nice, but we do. We look then, we say, oh la la, wealthy, poor, good, bad, young, old, and we do that. So absolutely. And if we look good, we feel good. So yes, that's really highly recommended.
Well, just looking at your dress today, I think that without even spending 40 seconds with you, would be on our 4th date already planned on the diary. I would ask you
Look at Tabiso out here doing things.
But I'm older.
You look amazing. You look amazing.
So, Sharissa, not only is looking good very, very important, it's important to know what to talk about. What subjects should you focus on, and what should you steer clear of?
Okay, the subjects, I wouldn't speak about myself all the time. You know, I this and I that, and my life and my that. I'd say show interest in your partner. Ask them questions. Tell me about yourself. What do you do? What are your hobbies? What are your likes? What are your dislikes?
Without making it seem like the Spanish Inquisition, though, right? Good cop, bad cop.
And just like lovely place, what should we, you know, where you are, talk about the ambience of the place, talk about things that are on the news. Yes, all about interesting things. Make yourself interesting, but be yourself.
It's about creating the conversation as well while you're there. So a lot of people spend so much time before going out on a first date worried and stressing about where to have this first date. Where do people have the most ideal first date? How should you choose a space like this?
Yes, I think for everyone it's different. And you know, a lot of people love to do the dinners and the coffees and let's go out there, and then it becomes hectic. Is he paying? Is he not paying? Is she paying? Somewhere in nature is nice. Somewhere where it's relaxed. Go for a walk. Enjoy. Then you can also talk about the scenery. Look, there's birds. There's people. There's trees. You know, make it interesting, but something that relates to both of you. Definitely.
Let's say that you do decide to go to a restaurant. All right, and this should never, like, I've never had an experience like this before, but let's say it gets to the end of the date and the bill comes, and now both of y'all are looking at the bill as to who's going to pay the bill. How do you get past that awkward moment, and also whose responsibility is the bill?
Okay, so I have female friends that go there and say, you don't need to pay. Don't even attempt to take your wallet out and your purse out when the bill comes. And I'm not one of those people. I just can't sit back and say, oh, thank you. I like to pay. This is personal. I like to pay because then I don't owe you anything.
Oh, wow.
And if you're giving me a lift home and you've paid for dinner and I don't feel like inviting you inside for coffee, then I'm going to have to feel obliged. So I like the 50-50 thing. For me, it just makes sense.
Well, I personally feel that whoever invited the person out on the date is going to be taking care of the bill. But naturally, I feel like men feel responsible for it. I, however, never assume. So I always make sure I got some money, because I did go on a lunch date once, and the other person was, okay, so let's just split And I was
started
like,
making notes on the back of the till slip.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's important just to be prepared either way. You never know.
But what is that one essential tip? You know, there's so many things to think about going out on that first date, but what is that absolute one key tip that you would give for people wanting to ace that first date?
Be confident.
Yeah.
Be yourself. One tip.
Yeah.
Be confident. Be confident. Be yourself. Watch your body language.
Yeah.
This kind of thing, talking and eye contact, and watch that the leg doesn't go and do things.
Yeah.
Focus.
Unless you're playing footsie,
Unless
which
you're playing
you probably shouldn't be doing on a first date in the first hour.
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
I
it's
feel
up
like
to
you would.
No, I wouldn't. No. Yes, okay. Be confident.
Be confident. Yes.
Yeah.
Body language. Be yourself. Don't try and be anything else.
Yeah.
Other than yourself.
I love that. Just be yourself. Well, step into the limelight and put your best foot forward. It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum. And remember to watch Presenter Search, the Expresso edition, every single Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3, where we see the Durban contestants take the spotlight this week. So definitely don't miss it.
Well, on that note, while you think about how you're going to go out there and ace that first date, or maybe it's your second date and you want to do better than the first date, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you after this.
It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum. Who's got what it takes to shine on Expresso? Your favorite breakfast show is searching for new presenters, and it's your time to shine with Orbit Gum.
Own it with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
In thrilling weekly challenges, who will stand, who will stumble, and who will win the right to bring you the best of breakfast television. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso Live, right here on SABC3. It is a Monday. We're starting a brand new week, and of course, it's time for us to get into relationship talk. Now, the progression of time is something we are constantly made aware of from a young age, and it becomes of acute consideration when we start dating and we take into account where we are in our lives. Now, the concept of the biological clock for women is also something that we are made aware of from early on, and today we're unpacking how much of a factor it is in the modern day and age.
That's right. So today we're asking the question, does the dating game change as women and men grow older? And this morning we're joined again by celebrity psychologist and CEO of Hidden Dimensions, Teresa Bloomberg, to help us discuss this hot topic. And of course, we would love to hear your questions and comments as well. So feel free to head through to our Facebook page, drop a comment on this post, and we will engage with you live, large, and in charge. Teresa, so good to have you back on the show. Let's talk about this concept of the biological clock.
Yes.
Is it an actual thing?
I can hear it ticking.
Oh, wow.
It is. I'm coming a bit later how it's connected to women and how we need to look at that. But let's look at what a biological clock is. We all have that. It's internal neuron. It goes tick-tock, tick-tock. But it's responsible for when to go to sleep, when to wake up, our alertness, our metabolism. And unfortunately, it's related to your lifespan. And that's where the connection comes in with a woman. Because as a woman ages from 35 to 37, she becomes less fertile. And that's why they click the benign biological to the woman's time running out.
So what sort of feelings and desires will a woman typically experience when this clock kicks in or starts ticking loud enough for you to hear it yourself?
Yes. So here's the key thing. There isn't any evidence that the biological clock clicks in. There isn't any hormones related to that, and there isn't any physical there. That is emotional. So a woman starts thinking, I'm 35, I'm 37, I need to have children soon. And then it's more the pressure from society. And the feelings is broody. I want to be pregnant. I want to have a baby. I want to be part of the mommy group because that's big. And every time she sees a baby, they get googly. Is there such a word? But really, that's the feelings, like they want to produce and conceive and have a baby.
I feel like you're so right. It's not necessarily something that comes from the woman's point of view, but society. Everyone around her listening to the voices that said, you're getting older, you need to have a baby. Where she, in her own personal life, might feel, I'm actually good right now. You know, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm progressing in my career when the time is right. But I think society makes us feel, I've somehow missed out on something.
And now there's some women that actually don't want children, so that biological clock, as we so call it, doesn't tick in.
And it might tick for other different reasons that aren't necessarily marriage or having children or anything like that.
Are men prone to the biological clock as much as women are?
No, unfortunately not. They're not given enough airtime and airspace on it. But it does apply to them, Leanne, because as they get to 45 and 50, am I allowed to say the word sperm? Their sperm count gets lower. And it takes longer to impregnate a woman. And there could be pregnancy abnormalities. So we need to focus more on that as well.
Interesting.
So if a woman is focusing on an end goal of, say, for example, having a family, how soon should they make their potential partners or their partners in current relationships aware of it?
Now, that is a tricky question. Not on that first date. Hello, I want children. Tell me.
By next month.
Yes. Are you interested? Very, very tricky, because you also don't want to waste time, and you don't want to find yourself 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, and he or she, whichever way it is, doesn't want children. So very tricky, but I think it's time that we make our needs known. We're not going to know, and you can stay stuck in a relationship for a long time. And there's ways to do it. You know, there's just ways. You can possibly say, you know, I'd love to have a family one day. Wouldn't you? You know, there are ways to get around that.
But I think the older you get, the less time you have to waste. You either know what you want or you don't know what you want. And I think that that's what the biological clock is also about. You're not about out here dating for 10 years, not knowing where we're going. We need a plan.
And I suppose the most important thing then becomes, especially if you are single and finding yourself at a point where the biological clock is starting to kick in, being quite frank and open in conversation. So when you do meet potential partners, having them know that you have an aspiration that is quite almost urgent to do certain things in your life so that they're not dragging you along for a long time. You know what I mean?
Well, we're asking the question on social media, does the dating game change for men and women as they grow older? You can drop a comment on our Facebook page, that is Expresso Morning Show SABC3, and we, of course, will engage with you live.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing. Welcome back to
to the delicious kitchen, where, of course, today, in today's culinary hotline, playing Ting, Ting, Ting. We're learning about all kinds of beautiful curries. And early on, I got a good lesson in what the difference is between a masala, a garam masala, a leaf masala, and a wet masala, how they're each used to bring forth the flavor and deliciousness. I wish you could smell the kitchen right now, but Mark Zuckerberg and his friends are working on a development that will soon allow you to do that. But in the meantime, I could just tell you that it smells absolutely amazing. Zayan Khan is here as well, and we are learning about this beautiful collection of grass and leaves, and I don't know, what is that? What it's called lichen.
Just lichen.
What is lichen?
So it's very interesting. I actually don't know. It's like a mix between, it's some kind of a plant, but it's an algae, but it's its own thing.
Yes.
And they grow, they take thousands of years sometimes to grow, but you'll find them on rocks, on trees.
That's what I wanted to say, because it's skilfer nie so af van die rocks and die trees nie. Like wat is skilfer af, die woord?
Skilfer af.
Yeah.
So skilfer af means to flake off.
Yeah, to flake off.
Yes, exactly.
From the tree.
Because they live very superficially on the surfaces. But what is interesting about this is it's one of the key ingredients traditionally for garam masala.
Oh, wow.
So you would fry it. It's called kalpasi, also black stone flour, if I remember correctly.
Sure.
And the flavor, the geur of that, once you roast it and you grind it and you add it to the garam masala, that is what gives that quintessential sweet kind of, if I can call it sweet flavor.
Shame.
So I can't add it to my pot.
Not
like
right
that.
now, because this is just our local ones. We haven't tried it as an indigenous food yet.
It is a treasure trove.
But doesn't it smell very powerful?
It
smells
floral.
And I was saying shame now, because I was saying this is what the Aramains of the Free State couldn't taste back in those days. They couldn't, because, you know, segregation laws and whatnot. And it's quite a significant thing when you think about how those laws back in the day separated us as human beings, you know, on a social spectrum, but then on a food spectrum as well. But now things are changing, Anal. We've got influences of culinary culture coming forth from the north part of the continent, from all over the world. We're embracing it, right?
Yes, our culture and our food culture is changing. With all the people from Northern Africa coming to work with us, they've also got their cultures. They've also got their beautiful curries that we're going to learn from. I haven't learned it yet, but I know it's there. So we've got all these different people. There's this melting pot of beautiful curries that we are getting exposed to. And I discovered acne only last year.
You did. I discovered it at 13. Oh no, oh no.
I'm sure.
It's acne, it's acne. You said acne, but it's not that kind of acne. Really? We made this joke during the ad break. You were supposed to burst out laughing, but anyway. Okay.
Blonde moment.
So what is acne?
Tell him what's acne, please.
Okay, so acne is a rice, lentil, onion, potato dish. You can also add meat to it, but it's a quick kind of a meal that is very cost effective to feed a lot of people, as opposed to something like biryani.
So this that you're making right now, Anal, costs just under 150 Rand, and you could feed a family of 6 using.
6, even more. Let me tell you, if you add a bit rice, so it all depends on how much rice you add. So I've only added like a cup of rice in the recipe, but you can add 2 cups of rice and just spice it up a bit more with more masala, and then you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful dish. And then it looks a lot like a biryani to me.
I was about to say, people are going to be like, guys, that's a biryani. Don't even try it. So what's the essential difference?
So there's, I would say maybe 2, and I'm no expert in biryani. It's just something we grew up eating.
Yes.
But the 2 major differences to acne and biryani is that biryani, you cook layered. So you will layer the rice with then the lentils, then the potatoes, then the meat kind of thing.
Okay.
And then you steam it, you close it. Whereas acne, everything is in together, everything gets stirred around.
Yes.
The other big difference between biryani and acne is that in biryani, you usually finish the dish off with saffron. And we know saffron is not the cheapest spice.
Yes, that's
But
true.
it is one of the most flavorful. And so one usually doesn't put that with acne.
Oh, okay. So it kind of sounds like acne is the paella kind of biryani.
You
know
could say so, yeah.
When you think about like how it all comes together like that, maybe I'm just like stretching a bit, but hey.
No. If you want to make it the Indian paella, then we make it the Indian paella.
Hey,
really,
it's cross-cultural.
Yes, exactly.
Listen, we could be starting something new here. An Indian Spanish restaurant brewing in the background there. I don't know. But you can SMS the keyword curry to 33728 and we'll send you the link to this beautiful acne that we're making. making, as well as the ingredients list as well. So what's
So what we've got here is like a normal curry. It's your onion, your ginger, your garlic, your masalas, your bit of chili powder, everything that you put in a normal curry, plus your chicken, your potatoes. Now, you add the water. You add your water. And this is a secret now. You add your rice last.
Okay.
And you sprinkle the rice over it. And for this amount, I will add more rice. You can see it.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's very little rice for the amount of chicken. You never want your chicken to overpower your rice. There's got to be a healthy balance.
And then you put the lid on, and you just let it sit and simmer for about 20-30 minutes. And then, voila,
And
beautiful
then-
meal for 6 people. Under 100.
With some dania.
Yeah, delicious.
Beautiful,
Do you want to
beautiful.
taste?
I would love to taste. I was about to ask, actually, when it comes to cooking with all these spices, I mean, this can be very intimidating. But if you do, with spices, right, is it a case of the more, the merrier? Just if you're making a curry, get as many different spices in there as possible. Just go crazy.
You
Is
know
that
what?
the case?
If that was the case, I mean, how many times my husband and my father have been upset with me for adding too much cardamom to the whatever. So you've got, it's a fine balance. You can't put too much clove. You can't. It's the same thing. Like if you have too much pepper, what's going to happen then? You know, too much salt. So it is a fine balance, and that's why it's nice to layer when we work with spices.
Yeah, and when you are cooking with spices, what have you found to be that spice that you've got to be really careful with? You got to have a light hand on it.
I'll say cloves.
Cloves, right?
Yes.
I would say cloves and cardamom.
Yeah.
Just because it's now in my body that, no, don't put too much, you know.
And that black cardamom for me is interesting because you don't see that often.
Much smokier.
Yeah.
And also works very well with sweets.
It needs a little bit of salt seasoning, I think.
That's nice, though. No. That part that I tasted was well salted. It was beautiful.
Do you like it?
Excellent stuff.
Simple.
Beautiful stuff. So SMS the keyword curry to 33728 and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as an ingredients list so that you can make your own akni. That's what this is, okay? It's akni. Biryani. Get it right. Ladies, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. Keep those questions coming on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page and we'll return after a short break.
Hi, my name is Simphiwe Ngema and I play Pindile Shezi on Isidingo. And you could be joining me on Tropica Island of Treasure. Buy Tropica and follow the instructions on the bottle. Take a video of yourself and tell us why you would be my ideal partner. Then upload it on all the social media platforms, your Twitter, your Instagram and your Facebook using the hashtag TIOT9. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure carousel. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. It's Monday, so we're talking relationships. And today, celebrity psychologist Teresa Bloomberg is on the hot seat to help us discuss how the dating game changes between men and women as we grow older. And we'd love to hear some of your questions and comments. So head over to our Facebook page, drop a comment on this post, and we will engage with you like we're about to do right now.
Yes, we've gotten some really nice comments coming through from you guys on Facebook. Here's Charlie Kamunjoma saying, of course, as you get older, you get mature. And every mature human being knows that decisions concerning relationships are based on long-term thinking rather than temporary moments. And that sounds true, hey?
Yes, absolutely. And here, you know, the men also need to take responsibility for the uterus expiry date, if you want to put it. So yes, that is very mature
You think
thinking.
about the future.
Yeah, and it's a gentleman, yes. Well
And
said.
Gary Oakamp, another gentleman, sent us a comment as well. He says, I'm not a woman, but I am gay. And let me tell you, I get as broody as a mother hen at full moon. Really can't wait for my babies. I'm going to adopt twin boys.
Wow, getting right in there.
And that's such an important thing to note and to know about yourself as an adult, right? So that if you are actually in the dating market, when you do go out on those dates, you want to be able to say, hey, I would love to have children one day. And very soon I'd love to adopt children, so that conversation is opened up.
Yes, absolutely. But you know what also we didn't speak about is just to take the pressure off oneself, you know, even as a woman, to know that you can freeze the eggs, although it's expensive, you can adopt, you can do lots of things to take the pressure so you don't have desperate written across.
Here's a funny thing, though. We're talking about this whole uterus and expiry date. I think it was about maybe 2.5 weeks ago on the news. You might remember this. I read that there was very interesting research that had been done that found that women who have babies later on in life the babies are happier, the women are happier because they've somehow done everything that they wanted to do, or most of it. They've kind of, you know, reached the goals that they wanted to reach in life. They are a lot more financially stable than women who have maybe, because they were afraid of the biological clock, had babies earlier on in life. I'm not saying that they're not successful. I'm just talking about this new research that's found that women who have had babies at later 30s are a lot happier, and so are the babies as well. And there isn't expectation placed on the kids on living out dreams that I wasn't able to live out because I had them so young. You know, that's quite interesting as well.
Very interesting, yes. The more mature you are, you cope with it better, and you've got everything out the way.
And you've done most of what you wanted to do. Yeah.
I think that's excellent.
Toddlers and tiaras, none of that happening.
Tiaras, none of that happening. But if a woman finds herself in a relationship which she sort of doesn't see raising a family happening within that relationship, should she be leaving that relationship then?
That's a tough one, no, because I obviously love the man. Here's the thing, I think that they should sit down and communicate and talk about why the partner doesn't want the children. Sometimes, because a friend and colleague was saying to me, sometimes you sit down and you talk to the man and he's just doesn't, well, he's had kids, he doesn't want to get up and do the nappy change. And you can say, well, okay, you know, you don't have to. Or he's scared of dying, or he's scared of financially providing. So I'd get to the reasons firstly before you decide to walk away.
But I also think, is it important to have this conversation before going into a deeper relationship with someone? This is a conversation that I think people wait to have too late. It really should be one of the first, do you want to have kids one day? I think it's not going to change once you're in the relationship. Most people think it will. But oftentimes they're like, but I told you when we first met, I don't want kids. It's not going to change 5 years in, maybe.
No, and you think you're going to get the person to change or force them to change or trick them into changing. It's not going to happen. I don't know why we're too scared to talk about it.
We have
and
to
at least in the first 3 months, don't wait a year. You know.
But how can men and women be so much more straightforward in their interactions around relationships and expectations right from the beginning? How do you do that? How do you start that conversation without scaring the next person away? Because, of course, if someone's very set in their idea of how they want their relationships to pan out, introducing that conversation can sometimes come across a little bit aggressive. How do you do it in a way that still shows you off to be a considerate, smooth operator?
Yes, you don't want to scare the person away. But here's the thing, we really have to be honest, because our partners are not psychic. They don't know our needs, our wants, our goals, our values, our hopes, our dreams. We have to just share it, and share it in a very calm, loving way. You know, I want to do this. Just just sit down and say, tell me about your future and what do you think?
Yeah.
And these are my hopes and dreams. I so would love a family. I'm not sure, what are you thinking? And I, you know, you can say my parents were divorced and I want to be this amazing mother.
Yeah.
You know, talk about it nicely, or just say, when you were with your nephews, you were just amazing with the children. I'm wondering if you...
Tabitha likes those words. Talk about it nicely. Talk to me nicely.
Talk to me nicely. I love that, Teresa. That's beautiful. You're always such a light shining when we are seeing just a little bit of darkness in the way that we go into relationships. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. We cannot plan for, of course, what's going to be happening in life all the time. But when it comes to relationships, I do think that it is worthwhile to talk about things. Never be afraid to talk things through, because it is your future. And hopefully you can go into the future in a very happy, bright and planned way. Thank you so much, Teresa. You've been amazing. That's our relationship chat on this Monday.
I'm ready. Do you know what I'm ready for?
What are you ready for, sir?
I'm ready for you to show me how much you've learnt about curry, first of all.
I have, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've learned a great deal.
Now that you've had your lesson in Akni, you've got to say it with a bit of an accent, but now we're going to create something truly magical and amazing. Prepare yourself for the ultimate tease, the Be Well butter chicken bite. Yep, it's a bite loaded with all the flavors of dish we all know and love. And of course, the goodness of Be Well, which we have proven on the show. We guarantee that this is going to be one of those dishes where one bite is not going to be enough, so we're going to make as many of these little bites as we can. So, dude, with your awesome curry-making knowledge, okay, that you've gained from our culinary hotline bling, we are going to, you're going to be taking charge of that. I'll take charge of the bite side of things. So get us started, bro.
Yeah, so we've gone in with our beautiful, simply garlic flavor Be Well canola oil, right?
And we're going to flavor profile on its own already, which is cool.
Essential to every curry, you got to get in your onions first.
Finely chopped in this case.
Absolutely. Yep. If you don't have a chef to do so, you've got to do it yourself. We are very, very fortunate. Get them nicely coated, because you want that garlicky flavor to really get in on the action. Obviously, at home, you'll be doing this over, a glass of whatever you like to have.
You're fixated on
you got
a glass of milk if you want.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Nice glass of full cream.
Then, of course, you got your array of spices there, from your cumin, coriander powder. You got some smoked paprika, some turmeric over there, some garam masala, cayenne pepper. The array of spices that are going to really give you that flavor.
A full battery of spices going in there.
And get them all in there. Don't be shy.
Oh, and I think this is something we've learned in our curry explorations. You want to get your spices in as early as possible.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you are, in a sense, cooking the spices as much as you're cooking the ingredients, but you want every layer of flavor to be infused with the spices. Absolutely. Look at that, guy.
There you're going to go. And we're doing the things over a medium heat. The secret, I find, is to not rush the cooking process.
Okay.
Don't rush it.
I love it. And of course,
I'm going to go in here with my ginger and garlic while you speak. So
I think the beauty of, obviously, we love our Be Well because of the nutritional components, endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa, which is a must. We know that the canola oil has a much higher smoking point, which makes it a lot healthier, a healthy fat in that. But I love the fact that it's also sustainably created. So it's only sourced from sustainable pathways here in the country, which is a massive, massive message to send to the market. And by buying sustainably, we are sending a message ourselves as consumers. So this provides us with an opportunity to kind of really reinforce that we are responsible eaters, apart from anything else. And of course, we're getting a range of nutritional value. The omega is probably the biggest thing. We've spoken so much over July about, during mental health awareness, about the importance of getting omegas in, not just for a young brain to grow, but as adults to control the moods within our brain. We need those omegas to help kind of get those synapses firing. Okay, where are you now?
I just added the tomato puree and some sugar, brown sugar, just to activate those umami flavors of the tomato puree.
And you do, because tomatoes can be quite tart, it can be quite sour, so you do need the sugar to balance it out. Yeah?
Add some coconut milk to it there, just to give it that creaminess and, of course, get that color out.
And this is probably like the stock standard. Oh, and look at the oil kind of ribboning already in that.
Listen, bro. If you want to find me at my most focused and quietest, find me in the kitchen. Catch me in the kitchen.
Catch me right there. And
catch me in the kitchen. Salt
it's
and
looking
pepper.
lovely, dude. The consistency is amazing. The keyword here, if you'd like to recreate our little mini biryani bites, if you will, or our butter chicken bites, rather, you need to SMS the keyword "be well" to 33728.
So you're going to let that kind of do its thing and get to a simmering kind of heat, right? And then you're going to add your cube chicken breast last. And you educated me on a very valid point, is that because usually when I'm at home, I add the chicken quite early on in the process, and you educated me that when the chicken is still on the bone, you can do that. But once it's cubed like that, then you want to add it in last. Otherwise, it dries out the meat, and you don't want that. The beautiful part of a curry is that you want everything to be nice and juicy and moist.
Succulent, yeah. It's almost, I mean, our brilliant team of chefs here kind of reinforce that, saying that you want almost the residual heat to cook the chicken through. You've got small enough cubes to be able to cook right through, but you want them to absorb the flavors, but keep that beautiful kind of moisture and texture. It must just crumble in your mouth.
So you may begin with your pot. I'm going to just
all right, okay, so that's looking beautiful. And I think all of those flavors are going to be beautiful. An explosion in your mouth, but you want it bite-sized. So what we're doing here, we've taken these little mini kind of tortillas, if you will. I would suggest even maybe warming them up in the microwave just a little bit to make them more pliable. We've got like a little mini muffin tin here, but you can change the size according to what you'd like. With this, we want it bite-sized, and you're literally going to just place your little kind of tortilla inside to create the cup that we're going to fill. And I say warm them up a little bit, just makes them a little bit more pliable. Yeah. And you can kind of go with whatever shape. If you want to ribbon them all the way around, you see what we've done here, and just pop them in the oven so they come out nicely. And we've used these awesome little kind of ramekins. It looks lovely. Oh, I actually forgot a vital part of the process here, because you don't want these gorgeous things that you've created to stick. So we're using our canola cooking spray, which is really handy, and of course brings all of the same goodness that we are getting out of our canola cooking oil.
I love these shapes you made, man. Look at this. Can we get a close-up on that shot there? What is that? What is that? What does that look like? What does that remind you of? Doesn't it like remind you of The Handmaid's Tale?
It does. Now you just made it all like freaky. Now I'm like nervous about my little tortilla.
No, exactly.
But you want them to kind of brown through in the oven to become crispy and crunchy, very much like this. And I like this as a serving suggestion. If you're going to be doing this as a canapé, if you want to kind of have a zhuzhed dinner thing, you can see a beautiful little cup that you're going to now fill with your delicious flavoring.
Beautiful little Handmaid's Tale. Do you take it like a shot?
You're going to take like 3.
Yeah. Okay, so how about you fill it up?
So what we're going to do here, I'm going to take them out first and fill them up like that. Make sure that you get at least 1 or 2 bits of chicken in your little cup like that. Don't overfill it, because you want it to be a mouthful. And I'm just going to grab one of these little sprigs there.
So SMS the keyword "BeWell" to 33728, and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients, just so that you can make your own butter chicken bites. BeWell butter chicken bites.
You've got to get at least 2 pieces of chicken and lots of sauce. And then we'll just add a little sprig of this.
Good touch.
Make it awesome. Hey, how beautiful
is that? How about
that?
Yay,
man.
So I think we've worked hard enough.
Yay.
We can take this shot
of ching ching
on the other side.
Can you get that? Did you?
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show on a Monday morning, the start of a brand new week, and it's been most inspired, and I hope that you've been enjoying it as well. Now, as author Neil Gaiman wrote about creating art, he said that the world always seems brighter when you've just made something that wasn't there before. And in the case of a certain 21-year-old ceramicist, making abstract creations with his hands is a way of communicating, understanding the world and making it a little bit brighter than it was before.
My love for ceramics started after just watching my mom working in her studio my entire life. She's also a ceramicist, and I've just enjoyed watching the process of how she works and how ceramics is so out of your control. You create something and then the finished product is so different to how you started the production of it. Hi, my name is Ben Orkin. I go by Neb Necro, and I'm a ceramic artist based in Cape Town.
Ben's intimate, organic works of art are a visual instead of verbal dialogue. He gives them titles like Talking About Very Private Things in Public and leaves the observer to fill in the gaps with their imagination.
I make art under the name Neb Necro, which is my name backwards. I think it's just about myself defining who I am away from other people's expectations of who I am and what they maybe thought I should be, which I'm not. But it's also about keeping my personal life maybe a bit private, because I can make things that are so personal and put them out into the world as not my own. It's nice to have that wall between who I am and who people see. I think for me, creating art is an opportunity to communicate things which I can't necessarily communicate through using words. Sometimes I don't know how to speak properly, but when I create objects, I'm able to put feelings and things that I've experienced into objects which hold this meaning for me. And then I also enjoy looking back on these objects which hold these meanings and being reminded of these things that I was thinking or feeling.
I'm very proud of, as a mother would be, but I'm exceptionally proud because he's incredibly true to himself. Everything that I've tried to instill in my children of being original, remaining humble, being creative, just growing in your own self, Ben has blossomed and blossomed over the years. So just in his gentle nature, the way he relates to people and the relationships and the people that he chooses to relate to, which comes out in his ceramics. It's a reminder to keep him separate to me and just to get to know him like that.
The things I take into consideration when creating my ceramic vessels are I start with a two-dimensional sketch, which I then turn into a three-dimensional sculpture. And I've really got to think about the size of the piece, if it's going to fit into my kiln, and the color that I'm going to glaze the piece in, if I want a shiny texture or a matte texture. And all of these things I've got to think about, but also kind of just work out as I'm working through the process. I try not to plan everything because ceramics, you have no control. I always think it's so interesting how, as an artist, you sit alone in your studio and you think and you like figure out how you're going to do this, and there's no one around you, and then you put that, whatever you've made, into the world, and everyone has an opportunity to look at it and to comment on it. And either you can listen to what they say and respond to what they say, or you can just like continue going forward alone. I think I definitely listen to what people say, and I'm very interested how people see things into my work because my shapes are so abstract. So often people will see things that I didn't even think of. But I've enjoyed the feedback that I've received, which is nice. You can never know everything. Yesterday, my mom opened a kiln for me and everything exploded. So even when you think you know what you're doing, you really don't, and there's so much to learn. Kind of just a humbling experience. You make something and then someone else has the control over how it's gonna finish, which is what the ceramic practice is for me and for most people.
Well, how's that for inspiration on your Monday morning? And we continue along on that trend. And think decor, think design, think inspiration, and voila, your eyes are enticed by the aesthetics of our new studio. Hopefully they are indeed. Now, our visual pleasantries come in the form of our exquisite wall designs created by Cara Saven Wall Design, a full-service design boutique that designs to inspire and advocate your choice and interpreting your own unique and customized ideas seamlessly into the reality of your dream space. And today we're joined by Cara and Stacey from Cara Saven Wall Design to tell us a bit more about making the world a touch more beautiful. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Now, you've put yourself out there as a company as a full-service design boutique. Tell us a bit more about that, Stacey, and what it is that sets you apart.
When purchasing wallpaper, you generally struggle with colour, the layout and the height of the wallpaper.
Yeah.
So we have a fully customized design. We work with interior decorators who can't be restricted.
Yeah.
So
No, go, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's all right. It's all right. Because we're talking about how you set yourself apart from the rest of the competition.
So all our wallpapers are customized.
Yeah.
We have different designs that can be put on any size wall. A 10-meter wall will have a very different design layout to a 3-meter wall. We also take into account the windows and doors.
Yeah, yeah. And when it comes to, I guess, the ethos behind what you do as a company, you pride yourself in making the world a more beautiful place. Tell us a little bit about this premise and how you achieve this through the use of wallpaper.
So, if you actually think about any decor space, you think about any space that you walk into, besides your flooring, your walls are actually your largest surface area.
Very true.
So it stands to reason that whatever you put on those walls are going to have the biggest impact. We often walk into offices, for instance, that don't want to do a massive overhaul. They don't want to bring in tons of new furniture and replace carpeting and stuff. And we say to them, if you just focus on your walls, the transformation is astounding.
Yeah,
and in
absolutely.
fact, especially in corporate environments where, you know, you can change your walls, the feeling that you get when you walk in there just by focusing on your walls and giving a complete boost to morale of staff, changing the ambiance that clients walk into, and even actually improving on your brand.
Absolutely, and we can attest to that. Not just the fact that we did move into a new studio, but the fact that the new studio finds new aesthetics that inject life into our show. And we've seen the response as well from our viewers that have loved it so much. But take us through exactly how it is that you went about this project with our team. And we'll be looking at the beautiful piece in the kitchen right now and what it is that inspired it.
That's actually you.
Go ahead.
Oh, so, no, I mean, I was the one that received the brief, but yeah, we worked with the fact that you had a particular color scheme, and we matched the wallpaper to that color scheme, literally Pantone by Pantone. Excellent. We had to take into account that you had a big splashback, so we wanted our leaves to be framing that splashback, as you can see there. And yeah, it was all about how do you make the biggest impact with this backdrop.
Yeah.
And I think it looks beautiful.
It absolutely does look fantastic. We love it. Thank you very much for that. And what other projects do you have lined up that you're currently working on that you can tell us about?
So thank goodness we've had a very, very busy year, and we work on the full gamut from residential to corporate to hospitality on our projects. We've worked on some amazing projects. We finished the Onyx Hotel at the end of last year with wallpaper in all the bedrooms, in all the public areas. It was amazing. We've just finished the new Grand Roche restaurant, which is Peter Goff's restaurant. And so, and we've got a couple of mock-up rooms in hotels outside of Africa that we're very excited about. So,
doing big things. But you do still make time for the smaller clientele that would like to
you guys.
Tap into, you know. But tell me about how you also then allow your clients to come in and enjoy the full bouquet of what it is that you have to offer, but also infuse a bit of their ideas, because you want to take ownership of...
So we have some incredible designs. We have over 500 on our website.
Wow.
But we also give our clients complete freedom to change the color, to change elements in the design, or to ask for a completely bespoke design.
Oh, wow.
The interior decorators really want to make something different and create something that's not run-of-the-mill. So we love that they trust us enough to bring their vision to life.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Well, thank you for allowing us to bring this vision to life that everyone gets to enjoy every single morning on South African television.
Thank you.
Much
Such a
appreciated.
pleasure.
Now, from as early as the words of one Winston Churchill, where he identified that we shape our buildings and afterwards our buildings shape us, today I say allow the beauty to shape you and your space. Be inspired by the beauty that you can create and create through the endless pleasantries of wallpaper and Cara Saven wall design, where everyone, and I do mean everyone, can be a wall artist. Remember to check out more of the spectacular designs on their Instagram page that is at Cara Saven Wall Designs. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank
much
you
appreciated.
so much for having us.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll see you on the other side.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Very quickly wrapping up what has been an awesome show, because this gorgeous angel has been with us. Zelani, very quickly, we know you're going solo,
Yes.
starting a new career as another addition to your career as a speaker. What in the immediate future is next for
In
you?
the very immediate future, this weekend, I'm going to be at the Baxter Theatre doing a fundraiser for Asitesh, which does incredible work getting theatre to young people who ordinarily would not have access. It's going to be amazing. I'm performing with an orchestra. It's going to be incredible. Next, I'll be doing something in Joburg at Joburg Theatre with Zip Zap Circus, of which I'm an ambassador. Lots of awesome things. Keep watching my socials for information.
Thanks for being a mentor in the space as well. I think that is so vitally important.
Totally.
Into the New is what you're going to perform. What's the vibe with Into the New?
The vibe with Into the New is we are into the new.
Yeah, baby.
Story. Beautiful.
I will tell that
Can I
story
play
right
it?
now in only the way that you can. Love you, girl.
Thank you, Graham. I love you too.
She was thinking about you. She was making pictures in her head about you. She says she loves you. She says she needs everything about you. She doesn't want to forget a single thing about you. She was dreaming up a life for you too. She was wishing you would come right out of the blue to be different than anyone in the world. It was you who would save her, who would take her into the new. She was wishing on a star in the sky above you. She was wishing he would come right out of the blue to be different than anyone in the world. It was you who would save her, who would take her into the new. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, South Africa. I love you guys.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.